Okay, Tarek Skubal, the arbitration and the two numbers that are put out there. Understand something, all right? Free agency and arbitration are two completely different things. So, yes, there's innumerable jokes I could make about what you offered and then what you've spent elsewhere. But it doesn't make sense to do that because free agency and arbitration are not the same thing.
It's not apples to apples.
The Tigers know they're not winning at $19 million. That's what you offered the best pitcher in baseball, back-to-back Cy Young. Well, context is everything. $19 million is the most ever offered. Well, what did Scott Boras present to the table? He went with the most ever asked for. Juan Soto was 31. He went 32.
It's like $1 more. Yep.
Reality will be they'll settle because, honestly, if the two numbers are 19 and 32, the arbiters and the panel will likely side with the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner because
he's a back-to-back Cy Young Award winner.
And it actually matters. There's a special achievements or special accomplishments kind of box you can check when you're presenting your case. I'm being serious. Your resume matters.
No, I get it. That's why I'm like, you may have picked the wrong year to try to do this arbitration.
Right. But here's my point in this. And I want to keep the main thing, which has always been, I am of the opinion the Tigers have gravely mishandled this situation. They have put themselves in a spot. They have boxed themselves in to where anything other than winning the World Series this year, and this is a disaster. You're losing Tarek Skubal for next to nothing. And that's where they are. The fact that you're even in arbitration with a back-to-back Cy Young Award winner, and you know you're staring down the barrel of Scott Boras is saying to you, forget his jokes publicly, where honestly, I think Scott Boras has been a little disrespectful.
Yeah,
I think he's been disrespectful.
Dr. Seuss stuff.
Yeah, I think it's disrespectful to the Tigers. I do. I don't think Scott Boras would do that to the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Cubs. I don't think he would do it. That's an opinion. We're in the opinion business. Here's the point. Boras, to me, is laying down the gauntlet that not only is my client not going to stay in Detroit, I'm not going to talk to you about it. He is saying to you openly, this is a game to me.
Let's hearken back to remember when we heard that ridiculous number of $80 million, and
the 4 at sub 100, whatever it was. Yeah.
And we were like, it's just so ridiculous. Maybe that's why he feels disrespected. So he's like, well, I'm not going to respect you because you're not going to give me a real offer. You start to wonder now, was that real? Like,
maybe. I don't know. You're right to wonder. You're right to hearken.
Thank you.
But here's where we end up at. Because I think if you focus on the two numbers, you're missing the plot. You're missing the big thing here. This guy, what?
He ain't coming back.
No, he ain't coming back. I don't think you have any either A, ability to get him back, or B, willingness to get him back, because Boras is telling you, to me, by asking for $32 million at that arbitration, I want my client in a different market, and I'm getting him out of here. And I am going to mock you until the day you get rid of him. The problem I have always had in this is there was an A or a B. There was never a choice C. Remember Scantron? When you would have a test? Yeah. Kenny, you'd have to Google Scantron. I'm just making a point.
I know what a Scantron is.
A or B. Right. A or B. You couldn't fill out the C bubble. The Tigers have filled out the C bubble. A was sign him. B was trade him. They've gone choice C. And I don't know a baseball conversation that could take place that is anything other than what I've presented. You are boxed in. If you don't win the World Series, you lost the best pitcher in the game for free. Please do not talk about a comp pick. Nobody cares. For free. Rico, we talked about going into winter meetings. If you couldn't find a pathway to signing him that was, even if you felt, oh, God, this is super scary, but we can do it. If you couldn't find a way to get him and you made a great offer and they still said no, which we have no evidence of.
Correct.
We have had no reporting Tigers got rejected. We haven't had it. Then you had to trade him. There's no alternative because otherwise, what does it serve? You know, betting odds are certainly not gospel. Things happen. Ole Miss is in the playoff, or they were last night. But the Tigers are not one of the 2 or 3 favorites in the AL. The last time I checked, They were like the seventh best odds in the AL to win the AL. Rico, that's a bad bet. And for an organization that's very intelligent about mathematics, that's how they do their optionality. Rico, how the hell are we here?
Either you win the World Series or you don't play baseball next season. Not
Well,
this
27
season.
right now.
Right. I think they're
Oh, God.
They're almost banking on that because then they can say, well, see, we didn't want to have to pay him for a year where he's just sitting around doing nothing.
Well, and again, the Tigers cannot be asked to do what the Blue Jays do. They don't have the budget for that. They would bankrupt themselves. Every team has a budget. Hey, newsflash, do the Tigers have a TV deal right now? No. And we're staring down what Rico's saying. Guys, outside of the Dodgers, Yankees, and Mets, maybe a couple other teams, everybody else has a boner to lock Tony Clark out. There might not be baseball in 27. So again, I come back to, why haven't you traded him? Because the odds are going to suggest you are not winning the World Series this year. That while you are the best of a horrible division, because you are not the best in the AL, and you are nowhere close to the elite teams.
Because if you trade him, what you're doing is waving a white flag saying, we have no shot at winning this thing, and that's going to be a hard thing to sell to your fan base. So long as he's here, it's the hope of maybe,
all right,
just
but hold
maybe.
Hold on. The problem is the fans are not stupid. The fans see this for what it is. Right. If the Tigers had handled this right and they had made a legit offer, to which we have no evidence of, so if they have, they've done a bad job leaking it out on the agent side or the national writer side. Rico, if they had made an offer and Skubal shot it down, no fan is going to get mad at them for dealing him.
No, it's not that. But the fans are looking at the fact that why haven't they traded him? Because you're looking at the last 2 years going to the playoffs. It's why fans were so upset that he came out of the game against the Jets. It was like, against the Mariners. It's like, are you serious? We were that close. Maybe we could have won.
Well, guess what?
Stuck in.
You know why he came out of the game and Yamamoto didn't? One guy got his money and the other guy didn't. Oh. What do you think that's going to look like this year? You don't think Scott Boras is going to be leaning on the organization?
50 pitch count.
Nah, I'm not going that far.
No, but
I'm making the point. I'll say it again. I don't want to lose Tarek Skubal, but this is want to versus need to. Because keeping him and losing him for nothing, Rico, what odds do you put on any team winning the World Series? I mean, dude, I'm a born and bred Yankee fan. We haven't won it since 2009.
I was about to say at best, maybe you look at the Dodgers at like a 15% chance.
Oh, okay, so where's yours? You got like a 2% shot, 3% shot to win it? That means 97% of this equation equates to him leaving for free. You have to trade him. Otherwise, here's what it sounds like, seems like, feels like. You just want to sell a bunch of tickets. Call it what it is. And while they have a right to do that they have a business to run, that flies in the face of what the long-term health of the franchise is.
No, you're correct. I mean, because
that's the point of the arbitration conversation is Scott Boras' messaging. Don't pummel the Tigers for 19 minutes. Guys, it's a negotiating tactic. Right. Okay, they come in at 22. What, do you feel better? They're still going to end up either settling or losing.
No, because at this point, you're wondering, are you serious about keeping him as a Tiger?
The answer is no.
And that's what it looks like, seems like.
Because I don't think the agent is serious about him being a Tiger. So at that point, why would you have him on this roster this year? Why?
And maybe that's what Scott Boras is doing. Let's just tip your hands, Tigers. We want this. You're saying this. How about you just let him go and we trade him, do something.
Right, and in the end, are you giving Boras what he wants and yada, yada. Okay, but you know what reports I have read, including in the New York Post, I think yesterday or the day prior, this again, New York Post, this isn't 97-1 the meanie pants. New York Post, Yankees called, the cost was half the team. So you're not even serious about dealing him.
Are you serious?
That was the quote.
Yeah.
So you're not serious.
Right, which leads you to wonder, what's your end game here? What are you
Well, that's how I end up at sell tickets. You're not serious about trading him. You're not serious about signing him. What? Okay, Scantron of life.
Shout out Daiquiri fans.
But that's my point. So what am I? I'll tell you what, if that upsets anybody, what conclusion would a reasonable person come to if they're not serious about signing him and they're not serious about moving him? Then what does that leave? Do you want to sell me they're serious about a one-year World Series run? Well, here's your problem. Let's check the big free agent or trade acquisition hotline. If facts are mean, that's not my problem. Common sense. I'm just trying to work through this. So I didn't want to have the typical arbitration conversation of, oh my God, the Tigers lowball. They didn't lowball nothing. They made a high offer. The agent's up here in outer space farting in your face.
Well,
come on.
Right, because here's the thing. Players like Skubal don't get to arbitration. Players like Skubal are locked up either long-term or they're traded. I'm just saying. Somehow, I don't think that you're going to see any top player going through this.
I want to hear from the people just in this regard. How has your feelings about this Skubal situation evolved to where we got through winter meetings? Nothing. We got Boris tap dancing on our graves. We got Boris, in my opinion, being disrespectful with the ask. $1 million higher than Soto, he's dunking on you. That's all that is. I want you, if you would be so kind, can any of you argue what I've laid out? Can you just, do you think they actually want to sign him? Show me the receipts. Do you think they actually are willing to trade him? Please refer to one report where they've been remotely engaged. And if you don't believe where I've arrived at, which is, there's no baseball in 27, we may as well sell a bunch of tickets and try. Well, to me, that's not a serious approach. Now, if they had done the RICO plan and we had signed a bunch and we had really gone after it.
Went all in this year.
Yeah, and again, maybe Drew Anderson's a revelation, but that wasn't who I had in mind as a number 2 behind Skubal. I don't know what right-handed bat they've brought here. The answer is no one I can think of. So they didn't do that either. So where are you guys at with it? And yes, the rest of the day will be football. But I thought it was important to do a segment or two. Is that fair?
No, it's fair.
248-539-9797. All right. Stop ignoring the cold. Get with Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. They do a complete furnace checkup to make sure it's running properly and safely. Right now, only $79. That's $30 off the regular price. Call today. We ought to call Mastercraft. It's about 900 degrees in here. Can we get an AC check, please? Mastercraft.
We did already. It's cooling off.
Plumbing, electrical, generators. I'm going to send Mastercraft to Karsh's house. His thermostat must sit at 93. Mastercraftheating.com. That's mastercraftheating.com. Kenny, ticket texts are welcome. And again, I think we've taken a different approach here. I haven't liked the way this has been handled. The arbitration, Scott Boras isn't serious. Scott Boras isn't interested in keeping his client here. And frankly, until I see a report that you've offered Tarek Skubal something in the last calendar year, which we have no evidence of, I can't say that you're serious. But the idea that the Tigers are listening, but every piece of reporting I've read on the Skubal trade front has been the Tigers are out of their minds with their ask. Paraphrasing. Well, then you're not serious about that either. So you mean to tell me we're going to do the silver bullet theory, like the werewolf deal? Mm-hmm. We're going to take one shot at this World Series, even though we're not going to really do much in the offseason, which they haven't. I don't think that is some unfair ad hominem. You haven't. You signed a guy who didn't pitch in the majors, and he's been in the KBO the last few years. You extended a qualifying offer, foolishly I may add, to Gleyber Torres, and what? Unless Bo Bichette is descending from a spacecraft or currently crossing the Gordie Howe doing quality control, I'm sorry, you don't get to say you're going for it. Kenley Jansen, 38 years old. Oh, yeah, the best year of his career last year. Right. What were the previous four? So now you bought that. Look, those things are fine, but you didn't do enough adding to where the marketplace believes you're one of the favorites for the World Series. So even if you were a favorite, I wouldn't advise in risking it for the biscuit and losing the guy for nothing. And that seems like what they're going to do. Kenny, what are the ticket texts early?
The text.
Sorry. What are the text communications?
So early on, feedback is basically 50-50 split between people blaming the Tigers and Scott Harris and also people being very upset with Skubal. So the first one that I saw that came in was, to me, this is on Skubal. If he wanted to be here, he'd tell Boras to make sure that happens.
Yeah, but how? Because, remember, guys, you have to understand one thing, okay? When you negotiate a deal, you can't take some massive hometown discount. The players' union will have your ass. Yeah. So if he wants $400 on the open market, which I've told you for multiple years, and I've been right, you can't just casually take $300.
But it does make you still wonder, what was that weekend all about where he hit all the different Detroit sports venues and the games and hanging out with his buddies? I don't know, man.
Oh, Rico, I'm glad you said that because that was the next text that came in. I'm not saying you're wrong, Mike, but why did Skubal go on the sports tour of Detroit in the last couple of weeks? That's from Jamie.
Look, listen, I don't care who's to blame. I just know where we've arrived at. I'm more interested in the solution than I am a stupid juvenile blame game. We are where we are. And right now we're staring down losing a back-to-back Cy Young winner for nothing. Yeah. And the agent is out here quoting Dr. Seuss and really driving it to you in the arbitration. And on the other side, I've got no evidence the team has sincerely tried to keep him. If the evidence exists, release it.
Because here's
somebody call Bob Nightingale.
Here's the thing. I don't think you're going to make that trade at the trade deadline because you play in a bad division. So long as you're within 7 games,
sure,
you're still going to be in this division.
Buddy, from 15.5 up to 9.5 out, they've bridged both gaps
right
in the last 2 years.
So unless they're sitting there at 20 games out, and you're the new White Sox, then yeah, he's going to be on the team. You're going to ride this till the wheels come off.
I'm not mad if you don't want to deal with Scott Boras, but you got to trade the player. It just doesn't benefit the long-term growth of the organization to lose him for nothing unless you win the World Series. But can anyone with a straight face tell me they're winning the World Series? I can't do that. Sorry. Not sorry. All right, Kenny, one more, and I'll go to the callers.
They're keeping him for ticket sales and probably losing him for little to nothing.
And if you're mad that people have come to that conclusion, I ask you to argue another pathway. It's not personal. It's business. It's simple. There aren't that many pathways. You sign player, you trade player. You don't keep player and lose for nothing. It just doesn't add up to me. Go to Ivory, 97.1. Ivory, how you been?
Been all right. How about you guys?
Good. What's on your mind, buddy?
Yeah, so, being a big Tigers fan, sometimes you just when your favorite teams and owners, they do certain things, and they go down certain pathways, you just, there's only certain conclusions that you could come to. I started this offseason with the Tigers like, yeah, okay, they're gonna get some guys and they're gonna make some trades. They're gonna improve the team here. They're gonna get some starters, valuable number 2 starter behind Skubal. I'm okay with trading them because you may know I move towards wanting to sign him. You're not gonna sign him, and then now this offseason goes by and they're just like, I'm like, oh, okay, so we're just gonna keep the band together and run it back, I guess. I don't understand. You haven't done anything to improve the team. You keep going with this, development thing, and then Skubal, it's like, you're not gonna sign him, and understand you're not gonna get the complete value of being with 1 year left of what the players were. Okay, I get that. But you're in a situation where you didn't trade them last year, which I would have done. So, okay, you have to get the best value you can. Because let me tell you something, as a fan, man, if these guys keep this guy and end up letting him walk for nothing, I am going to lose it. I don't understand why you're going down that path. Maybe it's because the lockout is coming and something has to do with that. But like you said, Mike, just like even my father said, like they just don't want to lose the player because they don't want the fans to revolt and lose tickets. That's the only reasonable thing I could come to, and I just don't understand why why the Tigers are sitting on their hands right now and they've done nothing.
No, I mean,
Kelly Jansen. They've done nothing.
No, and Ivory, you know where I stand on it. And ultimately, if we had any evidence they had tried to sign the player, it would only further the case for trading him. If Skubal didn't want to be here and he turned down, let's say the Tigers, Ivory, I mean, I'll have fun with you. You could offer something that the player's not going to take, but we could all look at each other and go, hey, big ups to the Tigers. They offered, how about 5 at 200? And you go, you know what? If he doesn't want it, fine. But we have nothing.
Because one last thing, I know, like, he's not making that much to where, like, you're losing him, and it's like, okay, he just got off a 6-year, $40 million season contract. You're losing this big contract. You're losing him you're not gaining anything. A guy of this value.
Well, and it's not a salary cap league either. So, Ivory, to your point, it's different. Like when the Wizards trade for Trae Young and everyone looks around going, why did they do that? Well, they got out of a McCollum deal. They get an expiring coming up, and they continue their rebuild. Like baseball doesn't have a cap.
Right.
No, every team has their own budget. And Lord knows, I have tried to explain to people, as much as I want them to spend, that you can't ask them to do what some of these other teams are doing. I mean, right here, right now, they don't have a TV deal. There's a lockout coming up in 27. And no, we're not the Blue Jays. Like, the Blue Jays are owned by, like, Mr. Xfinity of Canada. What is it? Ted Rogers or whatever it is. He owns the TV. All of it.
So I think they got a TV deal.
But, yeah, it's called Rogers Net. But, like, no, it just... There's a middle ground between what they are and then the unrealistic. And fans want them more in the middle. If I ask you out there in Tiger Town, if you had read a report that the Tigers had offered 5 at 200, and again, Skubal turned it down. I don't think any of you could credibly rip this organization.
No.
I wouldn't. But in the absence of hearing a real, now again,
I mean, think about it. We praised him for the Bregman offer. It was like, okay, well, you tried.
How could we? We're the meanie pantses.
You tried.
How could we? How dare you? Yes, they made a real offer to Alex Bregman, one he should have taken, but the Red Sox decided to pay him more than Aaron Judge. I can't change that.
And at that point, you're like, okay, you did what we asked, you tried. And if you said 4 at 200 or 5 at 200, I mean 5 at 200, okay, you threw something out there. It wasn't ridiculous.
But now we're sitting here in the arbitration. Scott Harris and Scott Boras. I'm not seeing a middle ground. No. Yeah, they'll settle. I'm sure he'll end up with like $27 million or something. But for Boris to do what he did, I took more offense to Boris at 32 than I take the Tigers at 19. The Tigers reset the market in the offer.
And here it is. They'll settle, Mike, but then I wonder, what are you going to get throughout the year? I mean, the whole year.
Oh, I'll tell you what it's going to be. David Cohn, the late years, 5 and fly. Skubal keeps betting on himself, but there's going to come a point where the risk reward doesn't add up. You want him to go out and throw 120 pitches? There's a distinct reason Yamamoto did that in the World Series. There are 318 million of them.
You want me to pitch in Game 7 too? Yeah, I'm making that much money.
Hold on, let me check the account. Yeah, we're good. Let me get
check
out there and
clear.
warm up. Where's the icy hot? 248-539-9797. We'll get more of your phone calls next. 97.1.
Guys, you've heard me talk about the basement done for me by Matrix Basements. They could do the same thing for you. Here's what I need you to do. Go to matrixbasements.com. And when you click on that website, you're going to see they are offering the Build Now, Pay Later program. You want to take advantage of this. It's 0 interest, 0 payments until the year 2028, 2 years from now. You don't have to wait to enjoy your new basement. As a matter of fact, they'll set you up with a free consultation, and before you know it, if you act right now, you could be watching the Final Four in your new basement designed and built for you by Matrix Basements. Go to matrixbasements.com, click on, and get ready for that Build Now, Pay Later program. 0 interest, 0 payments until 2028. Build now, pay later, and enjoy your beautiful new basement with Matrix Basements a whole lot sooner.
All right, straight to the people, and then the rest of the day, we will turn our attention to football. because we still have a lot to talk about. But I thought the arbitration, it warranted some explaining. I don't think it's fair to just crush the Tigers on that, because I can crush them for different reasons. The fact that we're in this spot and the fact that they have chosen C in an A and B equation. But if you like the direction they're going, you're welcome to it. I don't have to. This isn't North Korea. Go to Kevin, 97.1. Kev, what's good on a Friday?
It's a Friday. That's a good thing.
Okay.
And a lot to unpack, Mike, and don't shoot the messenger. And I'm upset with both sides in this equation, but
Okay.
I just don't think the Tigers want to deal with Boris anymore. They went through everything they went through with trying to get Bregman last year, and I just think they know that he's going to go and shop whatever they give him, whether there's baseball in 27 or not. And this is just going to go on. And my problem with Skubal is he lets Boris run around, and Boris has done this Dr. Seuss stuff with other teams this year in the off season. I don't know, if I'm Skubal and I truly want to be here like he says he does, there's a number, whatever that number is. And he goes to the Tigers, and it doesn't have to be a hometown discount, but he goes to the Tigers and says, this is what I want. And let the negotiation begin and work it out. I don't think it's going to work out. And they're going to, and not that I necessarily agree with it, they're going to run it back and try to win it this year, and that'll be it.
Well, no, and that's, Kevin, that's the point. Everything you're saying points to then you don't want to trade him, but you need to trade him. And
I don't disagree with that, Mike, but I just don't think they're the kind of organization that they're not going to wave the white flag, and that's the way it's going to be taken, that they wave the white flag. We can't sign him. We're out. We'll just run out all our young guys and Korean league guys and this and that. And we'll
his name is Drew Anderson,
we'll
but yes.
We'll run in a weak division and hope we catch fire in September and October, and maybe we'll sneak one out or make a trade deadline acquisition or whatever. They're not going to trade him. And I don't know how much this plays into it, but if you remember back in the day with Scherzer, they did make that offer that got out there.
Yep.
And Scherzer bet on himself. I think that still stings the Illiches that, they did we did our best and he still walked away.
Well, if memory serves me right.
They don't want to put that out there.
If memory serves me, it wasn't long after Scherzer turned him down. It was like the old man was like, okay, I'll show you. And he gave Miggy the money. If I'm remembering it right.
That way.
Yeah.
But I think that burned them. And to me, it didn't make them look good in my eyes, because I just don't like negotiating in public, but that's me.
No. And so, Kevin, listen, a lot of business, it's not about what you like. The point I'm making is you have power as a team to shape a narrative, and the kickback you're going to get. It's not about whether it's sensible or not. It's just what you're going to face. There's a way to shape the narrative that we tried. We did everything we could, and he's the unreasonable one. Yeah. Then you trade him, and there'll be a small percentage of people who will say, damn it, you should have paid him whatever it takes. And those people will get drowned out by everyone else who has common sense. It's not good business headed into a lockout to pay a guy $400 million.
Lockout,
not in this market.
Lockout and a guy who's basically on borrowed time with his arm. And you're like,
correct.
Okay.
Now, if I could have got him a couple of years ago. Now, again, if they could have signed him before the Pixar movie took place 2 years ago, that was the conversation.
Yeah.
But you can't do that now. I wouldn't even be on board with it. I'll defend the organization in that regard. You can't be handing out a $400 million contract to Eric Skubal. Can't do that.
Yeah, but now it just looks like I have no idea what you're trying to do. But you do. As you said, yeah, you're right. They're just trying to sell some tickets.
That's what it seems like, feels like, sounds like. And if you don't like that conclusion, you can come up with a better one. You can be Finding Forrester. You can be the mystery author. Go to Nolan, 97.1. Nolan, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, Nolan.
So watching this whole saga take place, can anybody be surprised when Scott Harris from day one has wanted to wait for the kids So next year is just another weight on the kids' year.
Yep.
Sell some daiquiris and some jerseys, and see what happens with Max Clark, McGonigal, and Butch, whatever his name is, that hasn't pitched in 2 years. Like, we're not serious about winning now, and we're not even building a core like the Lions did for when these kids show up. It's just Scott Harris doing more of the same.
Well, I think in their and again, not that I agree with it. I think in their approach, the core is the kids, and they believe. Like, again, I'll give you an example. Like, to your point, Nolan, I would have loved to have seen them kind of plant a flag and choose between Carey and Riley, and instead of both guys going through arbitration, maybe get a long-term deal done. And I think both players are kind of the same, right? Well, they didn't do that. Like, there are things you can do, and you're right, Nolan. The best way to help the kids is to have some veteran help around them. Mm-hmm. And look, if you look at their payroll commitments for next season, if there is a season, there really aren't any. Go look. So that's I'm just trying to piece it together.
Yeah, like in my mind, you have this group of kids coming up that maybe a guy who's been in the league for 5-7 years could help mentor in the locker room and show them how to be a pro and not just a 4A player. Like, where was that off-season signing?
Well, that would have been a Bo Bichette.
Like,
yeah, and that's
exactly.
Nolan. Here's the thing. Look, I know it's ridiculous, but baseball's weird and the off-season's weird. Maybe down the line, all of a sudden, we're all like knocked off our seats and like, holy hell, they got Bo Bichette. But as we sit here today, no, I am openly questioning that qualifying offer to Glaber. I just still believe to this day they never thought he was going to take it. That's my belief. I can't prove it. It is my opinion. And when he accepted it, I wonder how much of their budget went out the window with that move. And was that, in essence, the money to go get someone substantially better? Just a theory.
It just makes no sense when Skubal, who knows if his arm's still going to be in one piece by the time everybody gets up to the majors. Why don't you trade him for a couple guys who will be here? That
well,
you can
and the best part is you would add to a wonderful farm system that Scott Harris has built. He gets full credit for that. And then you can weaponize some of that return to go and get a pitcher that fits your budget and show your fans you want to win. Nolan, there are so many ways to do it. And the way they've chosen, I don't speak for everyone. I speak for me. But I haven't run into a soul who's pumped up about this offseason. No. If those people exist, they are welcome to call.
No, I was all set. I was waiting for the winter meetings because I thought that's where I'm going to get wild. Okay, Mike, just wait. Just wait.
And I was with you.
You did, and we waited.
Fairness is our favorite F word.
We held hands, and
second favorite.
Nothing happened.
Okay. All righty. Good talk. That was excellent. I'm glad we started with a little baseball. Prop Bet Casino coming up next. TJ will lumber in here. No way. How much you want to bet TJ went golfing today in 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts? He's got nothing else to do.
That's true. He probably did because it's going to go back to being 30 after today.
Well, you'll know if he sits down and he sweat through his shirt like he was sitting at the beach all day. All right, listen. Big game. Best viewing experience doesn't happen by accident. And if your TV's not ready or your sound system doesn't really live up to the moment, well, what the hell are we doing, guys? Technology's come a long way. And Paulson's Audio Video, best pricing in the game. No big box store is going to beat them. But the best part with Paulson's, the showroom, the experts, and creating a plan. Like, you may think, I want this TV or this soundbar. You may be able to get something less expensive, and they look at you like, dude, you don't need to fill an orchestra. Your room is 14 by 14. Take it easy there, Chester. So listen, go to Paulson's Audio Video.
They'll come up with a great design.
That's right. How do you think they got Rico, a glowing Spartan head Jumbotron? Revolving nonetheless. So listen, PaulsonsAV.com. That's PaulsonsAV.com. It is Paulson's, your technology partner. All right, Kenny, prop bets. Let's party.
All right, gentlemen. College football playoffs. One team is in, but we still have a game tonight. Oregon, Indiana, the rematch. Oregon first half points over under 10.5.
All right, I'm gonna take a flyer here. I think this game's gonna be higher scoring than people think. I'll say over.
Is 10.5 that high scoring though?
Well, Indiana's pretty much not letting anybody score on them.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, I'm going to take the opposite. I'm going to say the under. No score tonight.
I had the same reaction you did at first, Evan. 10.5 is not that crazy of a total for a team like Oregon to cover. So I'll say over.
They have a kicker named like Atticus or something.
It's Atticus Sappington.
Yes.
Sounds like a hedge fund, baby.
You got to root for kickers here.
I was about to say a cartoon character.
No,
I'm
but
gonna go
like
under.
Here's the thing. I think there is something to seeing a team twice, especially if they play zone. And Dante Moore was a little overwhelmed that first time. Maybe they have a counterpunch to that.
See, I see this game as a more of a first half. They're going to feel each other out, try to see where they're at, low scoring. Second half is where it takes off. More passing yards, Dante Moore or Fernando Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Okay. I'm going to go with Dante Moore. I think he's just going to have to throw more than Mendoza will. What was he, 12 of 15 in the last game or something like that?
Yeah, Evan, I'm completely with you.
Yeah, I'm going to make it 3 in a row because, I think that Dante Moore is going to be forced to pass, where I think that Indiana's just going to lean on their 2 running backs. Elijah Surratt, receiving yards, wide receiver for Indiana, over under 50.5.
Over.
Yeah, I was thinking 65 in my head, so I'm going over.
And typically when I go with receivers and totals like that, I usually account for maybe at least one bigger, yak type of a reception. So I'll say over as well.
What about Charlie B from Tennessee?
Gus will not be on the call tonight.
I will go under. Finally, for this game, Indiana's total points scored over under 26.5.
Over.
Yeah, I think they
Mike
get
has them scoring 50.
I got him scoring 35.
No. I wonder if it's kind of a 31-28 game. I think Oregon's going to compete tonight. I have a hard time picking against Indiana. They do everything right.
And Cignetti's not going to keep his foot off the gas, so he's going to go up. I'm going to say 35, so over.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. I had this somewhere in the 27 to 30 range, so I'll say over as well.
His answer to why he doesn't smile is fabulous, by the way. It is fabulous.
You want to enlighten us?
It's like a 3-minute long answer. Go watch it online, but he is awesome on why he doesn't smile during games.
All right, I'm going to go over as well. NFL playoffs, Bryce Young, over under 195.5 passing yards.
Wait, what?
Bryce Young, over under 195.5 passing yards.
Sam, it's under.
I got to go under.
So do I.
Pocket size game manager.
3 in a row. Under.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
he could complete 25 passes for 130 yards.
You 3 are being disrespectful.
Yes.
That's his house. He's throwing for 200
All
yards.
right, go on with it, Short King. Man, he's 4 feet tall.
Okay, what does that got to do? He can throw for 200.
Yeah, but they throw 3-yard passes.
Okay, but all he needs is Tet to take 175 yards.
It'll be a first.
Speaking of which, Tet McMillan or Devontae Adams more receiving yards?
Ooh. See, Adams could have
I worry about his hamstring.
3 catches
Yeah.
for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns.
They may take it easy and put him on a pitch count. So maybe McMillan gets enough targets within the 195 yards. This is mathematics. I'll go Teterow and McMillan. T-Mac.
What is the
Yeah, I'm going to go against math, too.
The
And say
hate.
T-Mac. He might get 120 of the yards.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Adams here, I guess, because I felt maybe I'm stepping on the rake here, but I'll do it.
No, you know what, Kenny? I'm going to go with Adams.
All right.
So you're not stepping on the rake. Finally, from this game, Blake Corum. Over under 1.5 touchdowns scored.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going to say under 2. Williams is still going to get the bulk of those.
It's also a principle. You can't pick. Think about all these anytime touchdown things that Cookies obsesses over. 1 touchdown's hard enough. You want to start picking a guy to score 2?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Just half. I'm sorry. Half.
Oh.
Half. I'm sorry.
Hey. This whole game is fugazi. All right, I will say over. I think he can get on the board with 1.
I'm going to say that too.
Yeah, he can punch one in.
I'm going to go under.
Changed everything.
I'm just kidding. 0.25.
Take away 1, the whole game changes.
It's a total game
It
changer.
is. Kyle Monangai, rushing yards, over under 43.5. 7th round pick.
He's taking his time, so I'm going to say under. This is a swift game. Wow. You
know what,
stumped him. Kenny?
What was the number again?
43.5. I'm going to go over. I think that they're going to lean on him. He's becoming their guy.
I'm going to do this for TJ if he's in the car right now. Oh, Rico, it's a good number. I'm going to go under. I think the Pack are going to control TOP. I think Lion fans are going to have a baby in their pants. I think the Bears are losing.
Whoa.
I think they're going to dunk on Ben Johnson. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well.
Does that mean we get a parade down Woodward?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to put a Ben Johnson failed playoff banner in Ford Field.
You suck, Ben. Over under.
Thought about that.
53.5 receiving yards for Christian Watson.
No, I can't do that. The Packers have like 9 receivers that all live in a shoe. Nah, under.
I'm going to say he busts out of that shoe and he goes over.
Yeah, I agree with Mike under.
Like a homeless shoe. Just toes wiggling out.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well. More passing yards, Trevor Lawrence or Josh Allen?
This one's interesting. The Bills can't stop the run. Game script, maybe Allen has to throw it more because the Jags get up in the game. I'll go Josh Allen.
I'm going to say Lawrence because I think it's going to be one of those weird Bills games where they don't have any points in the first half and Josh Allen hasn't done anything, and then in the second half is where he'll excel. But I'm going to go Lawrence.
I'm going to take the Valenti approach on this one and say that's Josh Allen.
There you go.
I'll take Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm going to go Josh Allen as well because I just don't believe in the Jags and Trevor Lawrence. It's just how it is.
Fair.
James Cook, 79.5 rushing yards. Over under.
I think over is a safe bet. I'm going over. NFL's leading rusher.
All right, over. Damn it. No.
Whoa.
No.
Mike says no.
No. I
Belay that order.
I got to stick to principles. Playoff games are about unders. Under. Damn it. I have
everything?
Well, I have Allen going over. I got to have this going under.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. If I have the cowboy approach, like I just said, it's probably
correlated.
Yeah.
Under.
I'm going to say both things can be true.
Yeah, I bet you would.
That's right.
Hey, go ahead and change the numbers now. Now it's 118.6.
Yeah.
Whatever it gets me to win.
That's right.
A.J. Brown receiving yards. Over under 66.5.
Anytime he gets a lot of receiving yards, they lose. So I need him reading a book on the sidelines, and they beat the Niners by 17. Under.
I'm going to say under as well. I think it's a ground game.
Mike, I like that. That's a good idea. I'm going to agree with that. Give me the under.
I need him over. I need him at 200 yards.
I bet you do.
More receiving yards, Devontae Smith or George Kittle?
Smith stinks, man.
Might be the quarterback.
Kittle. Easy.
Boy.
Kittle might not even play, and they'll have
Kittle.
more.
Hold on. Is Kittle going to play a whole game here?
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm not the trainer.
Give me Kittle. He'll get some in garbage time when the Eagles are up by 3 touchdowns.
There we go.
I agree.
You taking Kittle as well? You took Kittle?
By the way, fun note, while Rico's doing this, Brock Purdy has only been an underdog 4 times in his 51 career starts. Brock Purdy is 0-4 straight up and 0-4 against the number and has failed to cover by an average of 12.8 points a game. If that factors into your decisions.
So they don't show up. All right, Drake, last one. Drake May over under 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Low scoring. Harbaugh's going to drag him into the mud. He is my Lord and Savior, but we're going under.
Over.
No.
Over.
No.
Over.
Over for me as well. That's your prop bet casino. 97-1.
Oh, the big man has arrived. So much to discuss. We're gonna, can I ask you a non-football?
Oh, I had a football question. I was gonna say congratulations, 7th year, Noah Kim. All right,
big.
Oh, I saw that.
That was big for you guys. True or false? You're paying him in hugs.
Hugs and high fives. That's
Eastern's
Eastern
NIL
way.
program.
Chris
We pay in
Creighton
smiles.
way. Yep.
all right, fries.
Yep.
All right.
Just,
No, I wanted-
sidetracks, get a little burger once in a while.
I know you're a big Tigers guy. I want to ask you what we
Oh
opened
my
the show with.
gosh. Okay. My
Just-
brain has not thought about the Tigers for quite some time.
That's okay. It just last night. Are you familiar with the arbitration stuff that came out?
It's confusing to me. I don't understand. I do kind of understand it, but I don't.
Let me give you the Cliff Notes, and then I just want to know what your reaction
Yeah, I
is
know
because
the-
we're gauging people.
Okay, I know the base of arbitration. If you can't come to a deal, you
goes
say,
before a
well,
panel.
we think he's worth that.
You
then
can
he says
settle,
we think we're
or
worth
the
this.
Oracle's rule.
That's
But-
confusing.
So
man.
basically, the Tigers made a new record high offer at $19 million, and the average fan is like making fun of them. Boris made a new record high ask of $32 million.
Oh, this
and-
for Skubal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And basically, the conversation is this. I'm not upset at the Tigers' offer. I think people's anger is misplaced. Like, oh, you lowballed them. It's like, no, guys, you don't get it. You're going to settle. It'll handle itself. It is the idea of how are we here that Scott Boras is basically farting in your face. Scott Boras is trolling you by asking for the $32 million.
That's for this coming season?
Yes.
Okay.
And Scott Boras is out here doing Dr. Seuss and Scooby-Doo stuff. He ain't doing that with the Yankees. He ain't doing that with the Red Sox. He's demeaning you. So my point has been, I don't think Scott Boras has any intent on his client being here. We have no evidence you're intent on paying him. How the hell hasn't he been traded? Because keeping him for 1 year and losing him for nothing just feels like a ticket ploy. Because you're not one of the favorites to win the World Series. In fact, you're not even one of the 5 favorites in the American League to win the World Series, last I checked. So I wanted to gauge it from you. You like the Tigers, you watch them, you go to games,
Yeah.
you're a big daiquiri guy. What is your reaction of like, it was either pay him or trade him, and somehow we've ended up here?
It sucked to say, but I think I was in the trade him camp this past winter meeting.
Same.
Recently. Just because, like you said, I don't think there's any indication that this team is going to pony up to keep him here for the long haul. And it sucks, man, because it's a team that's, back-to-back playoff appearances and getting to the second round, and you feel like you're not that far off. But at the same time, just read between the tea leaves of what everybody's saying. It's kind of become painfully obvious that I don't see Tariq Skubal being a Tiger after this season. So if you were close, and if you said, okay, we've got him for 1 year, if we want to go sign a couple guys now to just try to get this done before.
There's the key. That's the
but you
Rico
don't even
plan.
do that. And that's confusing to me. And maybe it's I also understand
I was right there with you, TJ. I was reading between the tea leaves.
yeah, and just like Scott Boras said some things in his whole awkward press conference that he did maybe 5-6 weeks ago, maybe longer than that, when they was talking about Tarek and even the teams that the things that the team's saying, it's just kind of like weird. But part of me also is kind of holding out hope, because are you trying to protect him by, not throwing him under the bus when it said Scott Boras? Remember, what was the offer that they apparently made
The
for like
alleged
$20
offer
million a year,
at something under $100 million.
which is right.
Guy's only going for $400 million
Like 4 and 8.
Now, maybe that was the initial offer
2 years ago.
2 years ago, where you said, hey, this guy's starting to develop a little bit. Let's try to lock him in. But the fact that the Tigers didn't rebuff that and say, guys, that's not true. We offered this. Once you start getting public with the negotiations and the back and forth, there's going to be a clear breakup, because you're just upsetting each other.
But yet,
right? So
they haven't broken up.
I know, and that's the weird part, where like the maybe 5% of me that's holding out hope is, well, they're protecting him. The Tigers could easily leak out, no, this is the real offer, what we want. You can make him look like the selfish one, like, oh my gosh, they offered him $50 million a year and he won't sign that. Like,
You could have easily leaked out an
now you
offer.
turn the fans against him, which they haven't done. So maybe that's the small percentage of me of saying, like,
But then
maybe
he
there is
goes
a
on a
chance. I don't
PR
know.
tour, going to every game locally, wearing every jersey locally, and it's like, dude, if you want to be here,
Yeah,
The
that
whole
was
thing.
That
Yeah.
was a very weird weekend where he made it a point. I'm
Every
sitting
game.
courtside.
he was
I'm
like
sitting
TJ.
right here.
That's his social schedule. Every game,
I don't get that
there.
close anymore.
But no, I wanted to ask. That's
Yeah,
all. And
it's baseball is confusing to me, but I also understand the part of, hey, do we just keep the guy because what we're getting right now, teams know that there's only 1 year of control. It's not worth it. Maybe we just take one last chance at this with him on the roster, or
you
maybe
didn't really
at that.
do
then
anything.
show
I
me
know,
Boba in a
but
sleeping bag
well,
outside of Comerica,
okay.
possibly playing milk crates as drums.
Well, they've been caught now because you haven't made any of those moves, right? I think we could at least digest it a little bit easier if at least you've made a couple moves to
Yes.
lessen the pain, but they haven't done that. And I think they're just in worst case scenario now where, hey, if the first half of the season doesn't go the way we want, at least we can try to get something
In this poverty
for
division?
him.
Brother,
Like, no, I know
this
that,
division?
I know that, but I'm saying like we hit the trade deadline and man, we're just don't
the
have
AL
it this year.
Central's
Let's at least try to
actually
get
been
something
renamed
for
the
him.
St. Leo's Homeless Shelter.
It sucks. I mean, what is he
The
going to
NFC
command?
South
$50
is
million
looking
a
at him
year?
like, God, you guys suck.
The
What's-
NFC South even thinks this division sucks.
What do you think? What is Skubal going to sign for? I mean, is it going to be average 50 a year?
400, maybe 8 at 400.
Okay,
Opt-outs all over the
50
place.
a year.
All you need is one GM to bite and say, we'll give you that.
Oh,
And
there's
right,
teams
like-
out there that are going to do that. In a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
and
I
I
don't
think
think
Steve
he'll be
Cohen
mad.
with the Mets
Yeah.
because they're getting
Well,
pummeled
they
for
have
their
to because
offseason.
they've had a pathetic offseason, not even letting guys go, but even not bringing anybody in. Yeah,
including
Mets fans are
trading
not
away
happy.
guys. All right.
So
you
maybe
ever-
that's a team you can take advantage of.
But the problem is, any
Mid-season?
reporting you see about Skubal trades, like there was a report in the New York papers the other day, the Yankees called and basically the cost was half the team. The Tigers aren't being serious about it, according to reporting. It's like a fantasy football trade.
Our
You and I have
GMs in
been
this
down
town are
road.
stubborn. They always talk about the deals that they almost had or on the table, but man, they're just too hard to do. It's like, well,
Well, you don't know all
who's
the
being the
deals
cheap
that are-
TJ, I want to trade for Christian McCaffrey. My offer, Sean Landetta and a 4th-round pick. Like, that's, come on.
Throw in Manu.
Okay, you want to do the football? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted, because I know TJ loves baseball and it's fun.
I
and
do,
it's-
but honestly, the contracts for me in baseball are the most confusing. They are just, and honestly, I don't even really the NBA stuff and the max offers and this and hockey's different. Like it's
Well, hockey's hilarious.
Baseball is in its own category of
Yes.
uniqueness, though, where.
Yes.
Oh, we still got 3 years of control. What? Like some of these guys don't hit free agency until they've already played 6 years.
Yeah, until they're
in the
Kareem
league.
Abdul-Jabbar's
Well, I
age.
was about to say,
What?
yeah,
When I'm
because-
30, I'll get paid.
Because baseball catches you. Because I mean, most of these guys must come from nothing. Hey, how about we renegotiate? They get paid decently, but it's like, really, you signed that deal?
Yeah.
You're so
Yeah,
much
it's
better
weird.
than that.
Yeah, no, it's different.
But yeah,
It's confusing too.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go on with the football.
Which
I
one?
didn't.
The Matrix or
No, your question, because TJ is unaware
You
of the
ready
Matrix.
for break already?
No, we're going to have fun with
Oh,
it.
I thought the Matrix Basements. I
No.
thought that's what you were getting at already.
No, and this is
Free
not
plug.
sponsored. We're going to have some fun with you.
Okay, I
We're
like
gonna
it.
do
Little
the
bracket
impossible.
this week. I like it.
But you're going to pick the entire bracket
Oh.
today, and then we will reinvestigate to see if you even have a single team in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because I want people to see how hard how difficult it is, even for a former player, to work your way through the NFL playoffs.
yeah,
because-
this entire season was.
Chaos.
I mean,
right?
even
Because
our
if you say,
picks-
"Oh, I'm going to go chalk,"
I'll tell you what we'll do.
and like our picks last year, I mean, a couple of us were like 20, 25 games. I think whoever was leading this year in our picks was 15 games below 500.
Everybody was below 500.
This year was
So
really
here's
hard.
what we'll do. We'll kill two birds with one stone because I know you haven't had a chance to talk Brett Holmes.
Right.
And I want TJ's opinion now that he's spoken. And maybe you two can talk. I'll just go hang out in the hallway.
Okay.
So we'll do that next. And then we're going to do the Matrix with TJ. And we'll see who the TJ Lang game above Super Bowl matchup is. Did I do that right?
Sure.
It's a game above, right?
Brought to you by.
Brought to you by
Noah Kim.
Come to EMU. Why? We pay in smiles. All right, Northville Lumber, the largest Trex decking outlet in the country. Northville is Michigan's Trex Superstore. All colors of Trex decking, railing, lighting, all the time and at the absolute lowest prices. Get with Northville. They have what you need. Call them today, or better yet, just go to the showroom, take home some samples, and then get scheduled for spring before their schedule fills up. It is northvillelumber.com. That's northvillelumber.com. All right, we're back. Lively commercial break discussion. So, football. Rico, stay with me. Rico, stay with me. You haven't had a chance to talk Brad Holmes. This guy over here hasn't had a chance. I blabbed about it all yesterday. Why don't we talk takeaways from you two fine pundits?
Okay, here's the takeaway I took from yesterday listening on this show to Brad Holmes. Yeah, it got to the point near the end where it was just a lot of word soup. It was some weird thing about, about players who aren't even playing on this team anymore. And like, what are he doing? And then, he's talking about transactional activities. He's coming up with different buzzwords and different phrases. I think the thing that really got me was when he was talking about, and there was a quote, it's irresponsible to ask Mano to be ready right now as far as your offensive tackle in case Taylor Decker walks away. And I'm thinking, why did you draft this man if 3 years into the process he's still developing? Maybe you just go ahead and admit we made a mistake on this one and we're going to move on. But to say it's irresponsible, TJ, that's when I'm like, then I don't understand what was the point of taking him and moving up into the draft to get a guy who 3 years later you're still not ready to play.
Well, 2. I mean, he's got 2 years, and I know talking to Dan, yeah, it'll be a third. And I know that Dan talks quite often about the Bill Parcells philosophy when it comes to development of players. And he always said it's 2 years plus a training camp. So training camp of your third year, we should know exactly what type of player you are, which is why I think they've been patient with Gio because he's obviously below that. But I think we've also seen them stick true to that when you look at this past training camp with some guys that were going into third year, Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin, Colby Sorsdahl, guys that you kind of took like, hey, this could be feast or famine. We're going to find out this training camp. All three guys you look at and you're like, okay, but we're not going to hold on to them. Just maybe the fourth year is going to be that year. You can't do that. So I think what Brad was trying to say is we don't expect him. We're not telling Gio as he leaves in these exit interviews, you better come back and be our starting left tackle. I think it's more of you better come back and have a mindset of I'm just going to compete for a spot on this team. And I've been in the same position as a player. I started a couple games first, second year, and then that third year going in, I knew right away. I'm like, I'm either going to earn a starting spot or I might not have a job on this team. And I ended up earning that starting spot, but it kind of it wakes you up a little bit. It's a wake-up call. And it does when there's a whole – no, but when you know there's – when you – stop. But when I'm just speaking to the player. But like a guy like Gio Manu, like you know that there's a vacancy now, right? With that comes urgency because going into this year – are you training saying, I'm going to go train to be the best left tackle? You're probably looking at it saying, Decker ain't going anywhere. We got Panay on the other side. The only time I'm going to play is one of these guys get hurt. Now, all of a sudden, you look at it and say, if Taylor does retire, right, which we don't – I think that's still 50-50, but you're looking at that maybe in Gio's mindset saying, if I don't earn that spot, I'm moving back to Canada. I might not have a job, and I think that's what Brad was trying to hint at.
But for Brad to come out and say it would be irresponsible sounds like –
I don't think he said that.
No, that's actually the word that he said.
He said we're not like vindictive on believing he's going to be this guy.
Went back and listened. He actually said irresponsible
to believe that he's the guy right now.
Right.
Yeah, which I think that's unfair.
That's not a ringing endorsement. That's what I would love. Hey, you know what? We got Gio, and we're going to work through. We're going to see if he can do that. But to say that is basically cutting it off at his knees right now, saying, don't even think about that.
Okay, but I think if you're expecting him to be your guy no matter what next year, which they're not doing, which they shouldn't do because Gio hasn't shown that. He hasn't earned that. He hasn't proven that he can be a steady player in this league.
He has to prove he can be a swing tackle. And he has to prove that when somebody goes down,
I think that's what Brad was saying.
Play you at left or right tackle, and you're not going to kill me.
Right. I'll tell you one of my big takeaways was I don't think Montgomery's going to be back. I mean, that sounded like a farewell speech.
13.
That kind of sounded like but it kind of sounded like a farewell speech where David deserves to be at a place that's going to utilize him. It's like, huh? Like, if it doesn't work out, we hope he's back. But if it does, Brad, you control that.
Why'd you run to sign that contract extension?
Yeah, and that was kind of my big takeaway. And he didn't really get into a deep dive on too many players, which you shouldn't. But no, I mean, I thought it was fair. I thought there was accountability. I thought there was, and we talked about this, anytime you have a season this far below expectations, massive changes are going to happen. Now, when you hear from your GM, I don't think I've ever listened to a GM and come out of it being like, wow, he told us everything we wanted to hear and rah, man, I feel great. He owned up to his mistakes. He's going to tell us his plan. They don't do that because guess what? Everybody else listens to it too. Hey, we know the Lions are going to be big into this market. Let's leverage them, versus these guys. You're not going to give away those things, but I thought there was appropriate accountability, and I got to look in the mirror. Dan Campbell did the same thing on Monday, and we're going to make some changes. Now, the biggest part is now you got to show it, though.
Let me ask you this question, then. And it's not a setup. I just want to know, as a former player, normally when you hear teams not far away, how many players away are you from being that Super Bowl caliber team?
I don't know if there's a certain amount of players I would put it on.
But if you're probably going to be needing a tackle,
2.
A center.
I'd say 2 or 3.
Okay. Tackle, center, safeties.
Guard.
Yeah.
Guard.
D-tackle.
Hold on. Another corner.
You're just going to list every position.
No, hold on.
D tackle.
Stop. True or false, you and I have had this conversation. They need a defensive tackle because I no longer can count on Aleem McNeil. They need another dominator in there.
And on top of that, an edge rusher. So I guess what I say
No,
is,
they don't. How dare you?
You're not that close. And if you still believe you're that close, you're delusional because you're not. Take a deep look in the mirror and you'll see we've regressed every year. We're
Hire Mike
going
McDaniel
backwards.
as your OC.
All right, but those spots, but I also look at it the way those spots can be filled with guys that can give you good football without being, we got to sign the top, highest paid guys at every position. Like, there's no team on the planet that has Pro Bowlers at every single position.
I didn't say you had to sign
Like,
every guy, but
no,
to
I
sit
know,
here
but
and say we're close.
to say you need a piece is like
2
not
years
like,
ago.
hey, we need a stud.
No,
we need
no.
a guy that's going to come give us 20 sacks.
TJ,
We need a guy that's going to go, you know.
TJ, 2 years ago, you were close. Go get the edge rusher, and that team is probably in the Super Bowl.
Kenny, Mommy,
You
and
said
Daddy
no.
are fighting.
What's the biggest difference between 2 years ago, though, when you look at this roster?
I think that the league caught up to you. And then your offensive line fell apart.
Okay, I think
And then
there's- I think there's-
your entire
No.
defensive backfield
If you're
fell apart.
right, that you can't control that.
No,
you know
no,
what
no,
I mean?
But you're
Like,
saying you're close. It's like your safeties ain't coming back next year.
well,
until
we don't
the
know.
end of the year.
Yeah,
I wanted to
with
ask you about-
that. Scares me too
I wanted
because
to ask
all of
you
a
about
sudden
that.
safety might
The
become
Kirby Joseph thing?
a problem.
That was something, it's not an issue of having a problem with it or not. I was scared by it, is when he commented on Kirby, at no point did he say, Kirby will be back for training camp. He made a weird remark about, well, at least Kirby can just rehab without having to force it and try to get back. And I'm like,
Yeah, like in a 5-day span. Like, you know what? Yeah, because season is different. Now you look at it and you say, hey, even if Kirby, you don't put a timeline on it, we need you for OTAs to see how you look in May.
something.
You
Yeah.
don't, but maybe you do. Like,
I'm just
But now
worried.
you're looking at months, yeah, and I am too. And even like Rico, I agree with you when. I don't know when Branch's timeline's going to be. You
And
know,
even
like
if he
the
comes
seasons are
back,
I
different.
kind of
Like,
figured
I don't
Branch
know,
is probably
man.
around Thanksgiving.
Okay,
It's
but
just-
time out.
yeah, it's a
Didn't we just
different
live
injury.
this with Aleem McNeil?
We did.
And his injury is worse.
Well,
There is
Aleem was a knee.
No, I'm saying Branch's injury is worse than Aleem's. And Aleem came back and played some of the worst football of his career.
The weird thing about Aleem is I'm not defending him. I think that even he would tell you that he didn't have the type of year that is needed, especially when you sign that contract.
He got
extension.
outplayed by Roy
but the weird
Lopez.
But the weird thing is, remember that first game that Aleem was back
Against
against
the
Tampa
Bucs.
was like, oh my gosh,
He had like
supposed to
3
get-
bull rushes.
he's
He looked
supposed
like
to-
the Hulk.
He's supposed to get 20
Whatever
plays
they
just
gave
to
Kirby
like.
Joseph,
Played
It was
40.
like let's give you 20 just to ease you back in. Oh my gosh, he's so dominant that we can't take him off the field. And
Bro,
then after
whatever
that
they
was
gave
kind of
Kirby
like
Joseph, they
and there
gave
was
Aleem
I
that
know,
game.
and there was something, and I'm not putting it all on Aleem, and I think I would even tell you, and he would even tell you, like, yeah, expectations are probably higher from you being that guy, making that money, being the dude. We expect more. There was something else going on there, though, too, where I don't know if you remember his comments from maybe 3-4 weeks ago, where it was like, I'm just, man, it's like I feel like I'm trying to play like a linebacker and read all these things and do this, and they're asking me to do that, and you know what I mean. So there
I
was
remember
something
the comment.
there was something behind the scenes that was like, dude, just let me go and let me get up the field, let me penetrate, let me get in the backfield, let me just be a bowling ball and just figure it out. Like I'm going to stop the run on my way to the quarterback. You know what I mean? I'm going to get in the backfield and then I'm going to figure it out. Which the weird part was, Aleem didn't even play the last game, but to me. That was the type of scheme they were going with against Chicago.
Including
it was
zone.
like get in the backfield, kill the penetration, go, like
And
make
they
them
went zone.
reroute. And that
Where
was
was
like
that?
it was like one of the best defensive performances they had all year. So I think that look, that's all going to go hand in hand with looking at the evaluations, the scheme, the players that you have. Okay, hey, listen, I know Kelvin Shepard. I want to stick around the line of scrimmage and ask my guys to eat up double teams so I could free up the linebackers to make plays, my more athletic guys to make plays. But you know what? Maybe I'd have the personnel to go to a Vic Fangio type where it's just get in the backfield. Like we're a Houston type, a DeMeco Ryans where we're just we're gonna blitz you. Cleveland, like they just try to get in the
Just
backfield.
disrupt everything all the time and we'll figure it out.
Disrupt. If you can get in the backfield, that is the number one killer of run games. And I think that's what we saw against Chicago. So hopefully if Kelvin Shepard's going to continue to be the guy, he looks at that saying, okay, not the defense that I want to be in, but the defense that I have to be in because it fits the type of players
By
that
the
I
way,
have.
before we break, I do want to shout you out for something because there was a day months ago, the three of us sat here, and I don't think any of us thought it would play out the way it did, but we were all like, man, we should go out and get Jalen Phillips. Did you see the numbers Jalen Phillips put up since going to Philly? You
no.
were all over it though.
No, I know. I mean, I know he's a heck of a
Rico,
player.
do you have those
You
still?
know what? No, let me try and pull them up. But they're
TJ,
ridiculous numbers.
He was one of the 5 best defensive ends of football.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
I know. And man, somebody missed an opportunity yesterday with Brad where.
To ask about Tesla.
Well, no, but it was even like, well, define what would you say
I know.
being
Well,
aggressive at the trade deadline?
You gotta
Looks
forgive
like
Woj.
if
He's
somebody
drunk.
was it Woj?
Yeah, because
Like,
it was like define it.
if you
He's
just
like,
said, hey, for example, Jalen, Philly gets another top 5 edge rusher for a third round
define
pick.
aggressive.
Like, is that
Jalen
something
Phillips
that
for
you-
the 3rd you gave away to Tesla.
Like maybe you had a chance to do that, but that would be like, okay, I'll give you an example of doing this.
But
We see
instead,
these
Wojo
teams do
sat
this,
there, and I think he faintly said herbs and spices,
Oh, right.
and then that was we were
hey, a
screwed.
couple years ago, San Fran getting aggressive and going to get Chase Young. Hey,
Who
this
ended your
year,
season?
Philly getting aggressive and going to get Jalen Phillips. Like, just give examples of that. I would have been intrigued to hear an answer on that. Maybe they were in those conversations. Maybe Miami
tried.
was like, we don't like you. We think you're an
Wojo-
a-hole, and we're not even going to take your first round pick. For
One
it.
less gin, and he had a shot.
Right.
Do you have it?
I don't have it.
I didn't
right
know it was
now.
Woj.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just the numbers.
No,
the
I know.
Pressures, the TFLs,
And
the
even
sacks.
you know what? And you probably
Crazy.
got him for a 3rd because his numbers weren't crazy impressive sacks wise when he was with Miami, but he was one of the most disruptive pass rushers when he was
walked
there.
in, you selected a name. We agreed with it. You're a brilliant man. We are going to do the TJ Game Above Matrix. This is exciting. We're going to put this on the wall.
All right, stop buttering me up. I didn't bring out a name that was like a nobody. I mean,
No, but you
Jalen
selected
Phillips is
the-
a good player.
You
No.
selected
He
the
had
right
like
name.
ridiculous numbers.
You selected the right name.
Well, and he was in that defense too with those other guys in that defensive line that just get to the quarterback.
Yeah, we don't need those guys.
Stop the run on your
Okay?
way to the quarterback.
Bob Muhammad had a great year. What else do you want?
He did, and he made himself a lot of money.
And now
too.
he's not here anymore.
Yep.
All right.
Good
the
for him.
Matrix. Next. 97.1.
Hey, let's talk about the Chevy dealer in the area that's leading the way. Hamilton Chevrolet in Warren. Andrew and the sales staff want to be your Chevy dealer because they're going to guarantee you the lowest payment on your next Chevy, period. They're going to find you every discount, rebate, and incentive to save you money. Get into Hamilton Chevrolet right now and start your new year off right with great deals on their massive inventory. Selection is best right now, and they're ready for immediate delivery, including the January Rico deal, a new 2025 Chevy Trax LT, $239 a month for 24 months. Walk into Hamilton with $995 down, and you'll drive off with 10,000 miles a year. You know what I say. The best deals are found at 14 Mile and Mile. Just stop in and see my guys at Hamilton Chevrolet and tell them Rico sent you. Make Hamilton Chevrolet your Chevy dealer. Visit HamiltonChevy.com. That's HamiltonChevy.com. Chevrolet together. Let's drive.
Okay. Lively once again. Now listen.
I got the numbers if you want.
Yeah, just real quick, because TJ deserves credit, man. He selected the name, and you and I are like, yes, that. But, man, did it play out right. Here's Jalen Phillips once he went to Philly.
8 games with the Eagles is 41 pressures, 32 hurries, 2 sacks, 7 quarterback hits.
For a third-round pick. Okay.
Well, don't even say that. I mean, probably a third-round pick that you're probably going to get back
when he signs somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think maybe Brad was kind of hinting at that yesterday where he's like, there's different ways you can kind of finagle and move around and get to some different things.
Herbs and spices. All right, so listen.
Oh, to go get somebody.
We have the NFL playoffs. It is the super wild card weekend. So what I have for you is I have some info nuggets on each game, but we're going to have TJ select the entire playoffs right now.
No pressure.
There's no pressure. It's an exercise. We'll do the same thing, but this is about you right now.
Okay.
You're here. We'll do ours in the 4 o'clock. And we're just going to see if any of us can get any of this right because it's very difficult. So here's, Kenny, if you have football music, you can do it if you want. No pressure. We just want to make sure TJ's enjoying himself. It's all about him today. So listen, as I almost break my headset. Okay, we are going to start with the Rams and Panthers, okay? And I want to read an info nugget for you. So, yes. So the Rams get in the playoffs on back-to-back losses. The Panthers get in back-to-back losses, right? Mm-hmm. And now they're a 10.5-point underdog. It's the biggest home underdog in NFL history. And since the 1970 merger, Rico, you were 14 at the time? The teams to close as favorites of 4 points or more on the road in the playoffs are just 1-8, and they've lost their last 8 in this spot. The last cover, 1971 by Johnny Unitas.
Johnny U. I had his football card.
I thought you graduated high school with him. All right.
Well, make that 1-9.
Who are you selecting, TJ?
Uncle Johnny?
Hashtag short king.
No spreads.
We're not picking spreads,
Nope.
just winners.
Rams,
Okay.
Panthers.
I'm taking the Rams.
Okay. We're going to move. We'll do all the second round once we're through the first. Packers, Bears. Packers are 1.5-point favorites if people care, but it's the third time these teams have met.
I am taking Green Bay.
Why?
Well, because Chicago's defense is feast or famine. They're really good at getting the takeaways, but if they don't get the takeaways, they're literally one of the worst defenses in the league, and especially when it comes to the run and the play action game. So I think Jordan Love is doing a really nice job of taking care of the football this year. I think that's going to be the difference.
Question: where will the Lions place the "Ha ha Ben, you failed" banner?
I guarantee there's going to be some people in Soldier Field Saturday night with some Lions jerseys on.
Yes, I have a name for those people.
Wait.
Loser.
Wait, they're going to go full Michigan fan and show up to a game that they got nothing to do
Texas,
with.
Oklahoma, and there's a guy dressed as a stick of butter.
Just booing both teams the entire game.
Wait. But I've heard that according to Cookies, Jordan Love's not that good.
Well, it's interesting. So after week 11 in his career, he's 40 touchdowns, 6 picks. Playoffs, 5 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Yeah, and it's kind of – I think that was really one game because you look at a couple years with him in the playoffs and what they did to Dallas when they went to Dallas and just put up like a 50-burger on them. Yeah, but I'm not picking them to win the entire thing, but I think Green Bay is going to take this rivalry
The
down.
3 seed, Jacksonville, hosting the 6 seed Buffalo Bills.
Josh Allen. I just got to take the best player on the field, man. And look, if they don't get it done this year, then they're never going to get it done with no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar.
Let me ask you this question. Are we going to all get seduced by the names and not necessarily?
100%.
It's almost like the college football
100%.
playoffs. We were all seduced by the names.
This could be a Jaguars-Panthers Super Bowl.
And not the better
none of
teams.
us see it, but that's how the season's
Eagles,
gone.
Niners. Let me give you your breadcrumbs. So at home in the playoffs, Jalen Hurts is 5-0 straight up and 4-1 against the spread. In those games, he's covering by an average of 21 a game. In the playoffs and regular season, Jalen Hurts 31-5 straight up as a home favorite, 13-1 straight up after December.
You dug all of this up just to hurt me, didn't you?
No, I did this for the kickoff show, and I want to multi-purpose this. This is some good work I put in
Just
here.
to hurt me. Go
Brock Purdy's made 51 starts in his career. He's only been a dog 4 times. He's 0-4 in those games straight up and against the number. And fails to cover by an average of 2 touchdowns. Eagles, Niners.
Give me the line on that. You probably said
It is 4.5. Eagles are favored.
I think he just wanted to hurt.
4.5. Wow. I would take San Fran to cover that, but I think I'm taking Philly to win.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because they felt like a train just kind of shuddering down the tracks all season, and you know it's going to crash eventually.
This year's Philly teams remind me of the Philly team from 2 years ago, where you kept trying to prop them up and they kept falling down. You're like, no, you're actually really good.
I know.
No, we're not.
This year's just different because they've actually found a way to keep it together a little bit.
I feel a little bit better as a Niner fan because Trent Williams is going to play in the game.
Yeah.
He's not playing. I don't know if you got the stats for that, but they're a disaster.
I'll tell you this. I'll be
without him.
quick. I think Vic Fangio, the games that he's played against Kyle Shanahan, has had a lot of success.
Yeah.
And especially with the personnel that Philly has defensively, I think it's going to make it tough for Christian McCaffrey to run the ball. So I think Philly's going to control that clock a little bit.
Everything says pick Philly except for, you know what?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy knows how to do the dunk.
Patriots, Chargers. Here's a little crumb. Quarterbacks making their first career playoff start, who are facing a QB with experience in the playoffs, 20, 39, and 1 against the spread, 34%, and 20 and 40 straight up since 02.
Wait, so first-year quarterback going up against experienced quarterback.
Uh-huh. And when the less experienced QB debuts in the playoffs on the road, at home, 12 and 21 straight up, and 12 and 21 against the number.
About to say that. Yeah, we experienced that last year on the
Whoa. Patriots, Chargers.
Does this feel like it's got potential to be the highest scoring game of the weekend or the lowest scoring game?
No, this is probably this is going to be.
It's like either 45-42 or 13-10.
I think Bills Jags will be the highest score.
Yeah. Houston Pittsburgh's probably going to be first to 7. Man, I got to take New England. I just can't.
Okay.
I can't keep living in the world where I just keep expecting Justin Herbert to be superhuman every single week and just to say you're not getting any protection. You've got 1.5 seconds to make up your mind and make a play.
Texans, Steelers.
I got to go Houston. Better defense. Yeah.
All right. Now,
You know what?
second round. Hold on. Ours are going to
Although
be in
I
the
don't
4
believe in-
o'clock.
I don't believe in C.J. Stroud, but that
Let's
defense
go.
is legit.
Round 3. Rams versus Ginger Jesus in Seattle. Rams, Seahawks.
Rams.
Yes.
Ginger quarterback.
Philly. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you've
all
taught
the
me that.
analytics you
You've
need.
taught me that, and we don't pay running backs.
That-
You like your running backs like Leo DiCaprio likes his girlfriend. Once they hit 24, see you later.
See it.
Find a new home.
Upgrade
Get
time.
out. Get out.
All right. Green Bay, Philly. Green Bay, Philly.
I'm taking Green Bay.
Oh, my
I don't know
Lanta.
why. I don't know why. There's just weird things happen every single year. I'm taking the pack.
Houston, Denver.
Denver.
No.
C.J. Stroud factor. I just still do not believe he is good enough at seeing blitzes.
All right. New England, Buffalo.
I'm taking the Bills.
Oh, boy. All right. For the right to go to the Super Bowl, Packers, Rams.
I've got the Rams. Most complete team, in my opinion. Offense, defense, quarterback, probably going to be the MVP.
Buffalo. Whoa. Buffalo, Denver.
This is the year. Circle the wagons.
Buffalo.
Taking the Bills.
And Buffalo, Rams. Super Bowl. Rico set the over-under at 68.5.
Gosh.
It's going to kill you. Stafford's going to get another one.
I'm taking the Rams. No.
Whoa.
It's been
Rams.
far enough removed, and I'd be happy for Matthew. But, yeah,
To hell with
they
him.
seem the most complete team to me. They do. I know they lost a tough one in Seattle a couple weeks ago. But
Rico, the
taking Rams.
TJ Matrix for our glass wall. We will make our selections.
Okay.
And we're going to see just how bad all of us, not
Oh,
you,
yeah.
all of us are.
Yeah. I want to make sure I get copies of your guys'.
It'll be up there.
Okay.
We're
All right.
going to put it
Put
right
them
on
up?
the big board.
Fair enough.
Do you want to do picks with
What
the
did you
spread?
think? Let me ask you real quick before we go to break. How far off do you think your bracket would be from mine?
In the AFC, substantially.
Okay, because I know you're a big Houston.
I am. That's
Yeah,
where I'm
you're a
going
big
to.
Houston
I'm
guy.
going to be wrong.
Okay.
But we're going to have some fun.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I know with my picks, I'm comfortable. I think I'm confident with the Rams at Carolina. Bills might be an upset alert going down to Jacksonville, though.
I'm also taking
That scares
Jacksonville.
me. That scares me.
We're going to get to it now. We'll do the picks with the spreads and more hilarity next. All right, Paulson's audio video. We're talking playoffs, right? You're going to be watching the playoffs. If your setup is just fugazi, Come on, let's get with the program here. Go to Paulson's Audio Video or paulsonsav.com and get it right, whether it's video, your soundbar, furniture. Guys, no big box store beats them on price either. So you don't have that as a crutch. They got 30 years of experience. Let their experts help you create your playoff setup. It's Paulson's Audio Video, paulsonsav.com. It's your technology partner. because we were rushed for time, we have to reseed
We're gonna redo
TJ's
that. Yeah.
game above bracket. I'll get back to you with those results.
That was we had the brackets set up like March Madness style, where you played into the next team,
And we gotta
Obviously,
reseed.
the
it
NFL
was like
reseeds.
20 seconds. I'm
All
like,
right,
I
I'm
didn't
going to
have
do
time
this.
to tell
I'm
you
going to do this real quick. So I got Green Bay winning, which means they would go to Seattle. Boy, that changes a lot. I'll tell you what. I'm still going to take Seattle. I'm sorry. I'm still going to take Green Bay, and that would be Rams, Philly. I'm still going to take the Rams. Okay.
now
Let me
it's
see
Rams
if the AFC.
We were rushed for time.
Bills.
Terrible.
So the Bills would actually play the Broncos, and Houston would go to New England. Well, that kind of changes it.
Yeah, you're damn skippy it does.
Bills. I'm still taking Bills over Broncos.
You're taking Houston.
Yeah, I think I would take Houston over New England.
And then you're going to take Houston against
No,
the
no, I'm
Bills.
taking Buffalo.
Damn
I'm
it.
taking the Bills.
All right,
so
Bills
Super
are still
Bowl
in the
still stays
Super
the
Bowl.
same.
We made 2 adjustments. Let's
Only-
just file that away. I'm sorry, guys. We were in a hurry.
Only
That's
thing
my
conference
fault.
championship would be different. Buffalo playing Houston. I would have.
But you're
Yes.
still taking Buffalo.
Yes.
Okay. Now
Thank
we
you for
get.
catching that, Rico.
It's just we
Totally
go too
forgot about the
fast
reseed.
sometimes. All right, let's get to the picks. All right. Well, let's get to
Nice
it.
ad.
You can tell Kenny made the picks. Wings at Canadians. Is Mountbatten playing? Lord Mountbatten?
Don't care.
All right. Wings at Canadians. Rico Beard.
Just straight up, who wins the game? All right, I'll go Wings.
All right. Over to Kenny.
This is the season where the Red Wings build up everybody's hopes just to let everybody down in March. So I will say the Wings because it's now and not March.
All right. TJ.
Yeah, I got to take the Wings.
No,
Got to.
no,
Got
you
to.
don't.
Got
You
to.
don't roll into Bell Center with the national anthem and win a game. Have you ever seen that presentation? It's emotional. Canadians. Rocket Richard will have 3 tonight. All right. Peach Bowl. Oregon, Indiana. This is what everybody will be watching. Indiana, a 3.5-point favorite. Rico Beard.
I'm going to say Indiana. I think Mendoza is going to be a better quarterback between him and Dante Moore, Detroit product. Give me Indiana in the points.
I'm with you, Rico. Exact same reasoning. Give me Indiana.
TJ Lang.
I would really love nothing more than another emotional Fernando Mendoza post-game interview where
sorry.
he kind of cries and then gets excited and cries and then
He
gets
is very
excited.
genuine.
He's
a
fake,
weirdo.
right?
No, he's
I mean,
genuine.
come
he's a-
on.
he's
No,
a-
he's
He's Kirk Cousins level fake.
He's just happy
not
with
trying to
his
get
life.
sued. He looks like a psychopath.
You know what? You do realize that some people are happy.
You know
in
what
their own
Mendoza
skin.
reminds me of?
Really?
Patrick Bateman from
reminds-
American Psycho.
I was going to say the Menendez brothers out.
Scary.
Wait,
He's scary.
So guy who's happy
Oh, he's a weird
is
Rico.
weird.
That's not happy.
Now, if he came out
Would
here
you-
and just MF'd everybody,
He's a
you love
weirder.
him.
He's a weirder Kirk Cousins.
He's a nice guy.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't know, man.
not
There's
debating
some
that.
Dexter vibes. Listen, let's just move it along, shall we? He's a
I can't
weird
believe-
guy.
Nobody believed in us, I guess.
Nobody
Thank you.
did.
And we won. Thank you.
Carrie, he's a weirdo. He reminds me of weird TV characters. That's all I'm saying. TJ?
What? Oh, I got to pick the game. I know. I said it hurts to say, but I got to take Indiana.
Indiana wins. I'm taking the points, though. I think this is a close game tonight. I want the 3.5 points. Rams, 10.5
Are we doing the total?
Oh, over under 48.5. Go quick.
Under.
Over.
Over. Rams laying 10.5 at the Panthers. Rico.
Give me the short king. Give me the Panthers and the points.
Wow. Unbelievable. Kenny.
Double digits in the playoffs, man. I don't know. I got to take Panthers in the points here.
I'm taking Panthers in the points as well, just because I think the run game can keep kind of even out the score a little bit. Rams still
Bryce
win.
Young.
That's a lot of
Ted
points.
McMillan.
Get this team off America's televisions. Rams by 1,000.
You know what? I'll even say Panthers money line. They win the game.
Let me get a match so you can light your money on fire.
Oh, they've already done it this year.
Rams. Packers laying 1.5 as they travel to take on the Bears. Rico.
As much as people would like to say the Packers are going to win this thing, the Bears will get the 2 turnovers they need.
No.
And moves on to the next round.
Kenny.
The root for radio answer would probably be the Bears, but I'm going to take the Packers laying the points.
TJ.
I think I'm going to take Green Bay, but it scares me because their run defense has been hurting. That game a couple weeks ago with Derrick Henry, and they've also rested a couple guys the last couple weeks too. So I wonder if maybe Green Bay gets off to a slower start than Chicago does, but ultimately I think they kick a field goal there at the end to take it.
I can't explain why the Packers are favored, so I'm just going to lean into that and say Packers. The Bears really scared me with how poorly they played last week. That was a stunningly bad performance.
But then they came back in the fourth quarter and said, wait, we actually want to try.
Yeah, well, that's going to be their fatal flaw is, hey, we can't keep waiting to the last 2 minutes to start playing
It won't
football.
take them to the Super Bowl, but it'll get them to the next round.
We'll see tomorrow night, buddy, all right?
Bills, 1.5-point favorites at Jacksonville. Rico.
I'm just going to say I think the Bills are done. I think Josh Allen's going to have to come up with a new excuse of why he didn't win the Super Bowl this year. Give me the Jags.
Over to Kenny.
See, I had the Bills going pretty far, if not all the way in this playoff, so I'm going to take Buffalo.
TJ.
Yeah, same reason with Kenny. Plus, I picked them to represent the AFC out of the conference, so I'm going to stick with the Bills.
The Bills cannot stop the run, and I think Liam Cohen, as creepy as he is not a stubborn man. They will pound the rock on Buffalo.
With who?
Hello?
ETN?
ATN's a stud.
Oh.
He's a good Well, hold on. Why are you going to make fun of him?
I'm just
Oh, you're just being an ass.
trying to talk myself
I
into
got
the
you.
Bills.
Jacksonville.
You know
I
what?
just
Mendoza wouldn't have done that.
No, Mendoza
would treat people with respect.
He would.
Oh, hey, hi, diddly-do, neighbor. What a blessing to be here tonight.
He definitely. I can picture Mendoza rollerblading around his
with a fanny
neighborhood
pack.
with a helmet on.
He's a
You
weirdo.
want him to be your next door neighbor.
Mendoza's a bad version of Karsh. All right, here we go. Let's go Bills Jags. I just wanted to make a point. Is this not the worst team that Josh Allen has taken to the playoffs?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but it's still Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's Achilles heel has always been what? Patrick Mahomes.
All right,
Burrow.
Jags. Niners traveling to Philly. Philly laying 4.5. Rico for the faithful.
I do. I'm going to go with the Niners and the points. I think it'll be a closer game. Philly may win, but I think it'll be a lot closer.
Kenny Cott.
And to hell with your privilege, I'm going Philly, lay the points.
Oh, that felt aggressive.
That felt personal.
TJ Lang.
Mendoza wouldn't have said that.
I'm going to switch at the last minute. I think Philly still wins, but I think the Niners are going to be able to keep this close. Niners, man, I think all those NFC West teams just kind of weird. Like, they just battled each other out. I think maybe that hardens all these teams for the playoffs a little bit. I know I picked Philly to win, but I think that 4.5 is too much.
I think
I was going to pick Niners until Mike gave me all those different numbers.
They're just numbers.
You just crushed my soul. You don't care.
I think this is the biggest blowout of the weekend. I think the Niners are in real bleeping trouble. It's not about you.
I feel it's personal.
It's Fangio versus Shanahan. It's that defense against. I'm sorry, if Trent Williams plays, that only does so much.
Is it because Big G likes me better
No,
than you?
listen. I just feel like the Niners are going to be Halle Berry in Monsters Ball, and the Eagles are about to make you feel good. Okay, sorry. You better get the airplane bottles of liquor. Eagles. Chargers go to the Patriots. Patriots laying 3.5. Rico Beard.
How big is that thing, by the way? Good size?
Oh, it's a great size. Yeah.
Got a nice stain on it?
Well, yeah. Very durable.
Just pick the game. Just pick the games.
I'm going to go with the Patriots and the points.
I'm going to go with the Chargers. Take the points.
Go, Chargers, go. We used to have that from Schwarzenegger when he was the governor. Go ahead.
Chargers,
go.
Feed me. Oh, I'm going to change my mind, too. I think this is going to be the biggest blowout of the game, or the weekend, Mike. For some reason, Patriots are feeling it right now. I'm taking New England.
Soft schedule, rookie QB. We gave you the stats. I think it's a 20-17 game. Give me the Chargers.
He doesn't play like a young quarterback, though. You know
I
what
know.
I mean? He's
I love
poised.
him. His middle name is Jesus. All right. Texans laying 3 at the Steelers.
Nobody beats Pittsburgh at home. Give me the Steelers.
Oh, no.
Mike, if this game was any other day, I would have taken the Texans.
23 in a row home Monday Night Football
Mike
wins.
Tomlin gives the middle
That's
finger
a
to
lot
everybody.
of-
Kenny.
A lot of wins.
Texans wins, but Steelers cover.
I'm with Kenny. Texas wins, Steelers cover.
Texans. Enough with the stupid Steelers. And those are the picks. Kenny, are we good? No panic? All right. Rico, how's that new deck? Got a stain on that
It's
thing?
big, it's brown.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Get him out. Okay, we're done. Stop. No one say another word. It's too late in the week to get in trouble. Kenny. Okay, so Kenny, I want to check with Ticket Text, and then I have an interesting note, a report today in the NFL, and I want you to tell me whether it's truth or bula.
You mean Aiden Hutchinson being on the ESPN postseason
that's-
analyst.
5 people watch that show.
Okay.
Maybe he'll be in House of Hutch gear. Kenny, take a text first, and then we'll get to this report.
That was an absolutely unhinged pick segment, boys. Laughing my ass off.
I was very pleased with that. That was excellent.
There's so many of these that I want to read, but
Okay,
I
well,
can't even rhyme it.
hold on. It's going to be a lesson in radio. You have to take some creative liberties.
Yeah, I'm going to take the creative liberty of not reading them and do something else. I'm with Rico.
Hold on. Why don't you just change the bad word into a fruit or vegetable of choice? That way it's readable.
All right. You making jokes about Rico's carrot has me on the ground right now.
I thought TJ really cared about the deck that I had built.
God, we're all idiots. Carry on.
I'm with Rico. Just admit the Manu pick was a mistake and move on. Why didn't they do this?
All right, Team Rico.
And this one is Team TJ. It says, I agree with TJ. The Holmes presser was not as bad as we think, but it still wasn't great.
Yeah, it's actions over words. That was my big thing. But, you know, it started out positive, and then I thought he blew a tire and kind of careened into the median. Anything else you're afraid to read?
No, none of that. None of that.
No, come on. Just edit one more.
Let me look. I'll find
Okay.
one for you.
So
this one's about Skubal, though. We may lose Skubal, but we still got Birch Smith.
Thank God. This child's a blessing to the both of us. So here's a report, and I want you to tell me whether it's truth or bula. It comes by way of Tony Grossi, ESPN Cleveland. Okay? It is John Harbaugh's requirements for his next job.
Okay.
You need to tell me truth or bula. It starts with a salary of $20 million a year. He wants a $10 million staff budget, total authority over player personnel, and to select his own general manager.
You know what? Probably true. You can ask for all of this because you're John Harbaugh, and the second you got fired, your phone started blowing up. So, yeah, it's very ballsy, but yeah, I think it's true.
Here's my problem, and I'm speaking as a Giants fan.
And the other caveat, no quarterback named Lamar on the roster.
Amen to that. But no, listen, look, to me, my issue remains the Dolphins did not hire the Harbaugh guy at GM. They didn't. Now I'm reading reports that while the Dolphins are interested, they're not fixated. So then you go, okay, slam dunk, it's the Giants. Even when I taped the show with Boomer today, he is steadfast that the Giants will not fire Joe Schoen. And I said, then fire the whole organization. If Joe Schoen costs me, John Harbaugh, you're handling my dad's phone calls.
I already do.
Well, then you're going to be the full-time secretary. You're handling them. What do you make of that? There's just no way that if the Giants could land John Harbaugh, Joe Schoen is what would stand in the way?
No, but see, here's the thing, Mike. You act as if some organization is going to give him everything that he wants.
Why wouldn't it?
It's negotiation because, hey,
Not here, it's
John,
not.
we can meet you on some of these things, but not everything. Because if that was the case, somebody would have stepped up to the plate already and said, you can have it all, be our coach. Yeah, we're not going to get.
Well, hold on. In fairness, you do have to go through a process. The days of just hiring one coach, you do.
You
Rico,
just pay the fine.
Rico,
As you like to say,
they took draft picks from teams. You do.
It's not money, not real draft picks. No, right. What, they take, a third rounder from you?
Hey, that may not matter to Brad Holmes, but plenty of GMs do good with third-round
gotcha.
picks. I'm just making a point. You do have to at least feign a real process.
Right. Get Vance Joseph on the line.
Having the time of his life. Maybe the Giants ought to interview Sergio Dip.
Let's get our boy Charles Ramsey.
Can you imagine if that was your Rooney interview?
I brought him in.
Okay. 248-539-9797. Kenny, the rest of the ticket text, please.
All right, just a bunch of grown men inquiring about each other's eggplants.
No, I said nothing. I sat here and giggled. Leave me alone.
I already read that. We have Birch Smith. Skubal is going to be hearing Boo Birds at some point this year. A lot of people are still just vitriol towards Skubal.
How
Okay.
the season ended, I think that the people are still remembering the fact and thinking if you would have just went out there one more inning for
Yep.
one more batter,
Well,
maybe.
And you know what you know what my response would be if I repped Scott Boras, if I repped Tarek Skubal, and that was the approach. Cool, and you could have paid my client. Yamamoto did that for the Dodgers because he had $318 million to do so.
And I think that's what people see. Like, well, Yamamoto, he almost pitched every game in the World Series. Yeah, well, he's covered. If his arm blows out, he's $300 million richer.
Look, this is the thing. I don't imagine booze. I don't. But it shows you everything we talked about in the 2 o'clock hour. And how, and again, we're in the opinion business. If you don't like the opinion, that's fine. You know, democracy is about disagreeing. Like, you don't have to cry. The whole point is, I think the Tigers have mishandled this in that if you didn't have the ability or desire to sign him, then trading him was the only way out. Now, Scott Boras is basically dunking on you at every opportunity, and you've boxed yourself into, we're going to keep him and pray. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't work. The Tigers are not the favorite. They're not even close. So does anyone believe with the offseason they've had, despite being in the baseball equivalent of the NFC South, that they're going to win the World Series this year? I don't.
And to that, somebody texted in and said, is Boras like this in every other market? Does he behave like this
No.
clownish behavior everywhere else?
No. Never in my life have I heard him speak this way when dealing with the Yankees.
I was about to say, he did that Dr. Seuss thing for another team as well this offseason, but it wasn't the
Then that would be new. No, that's fine, though. That would be news to me. I haven't heard it be this forward. That's all I'm
I want
saying.
to say, was it Baltimore? But he did something.
But see, that's
ridiculous
another
like
organization that
Yeah, he
he's
doesn't
not going to respect.
But if it was the Yankees or the Phillies or one of these big market teams, they would be making a big stink about it in the media. You'd hear
Yeah.
about it. Even in Detroit, the headlines would filter in.
Yes.
This is not how an agent acts to a organization they actually respect.
That's my whole point in all of it is there were two options, sign him or trade him. Option 3, you're boxed in. If you don't win the World Series this year, this was a total disaster. And when you pair it with, and look, I'm still praying at some point Bo Bichette's in a sleeping bag outside of Comerica. Okay.
Till he signed, yeah.
No, and that's all I have is hope. And hope is not a strategy. But like, I don't think people should be mad at Skubal. You have to understand, Skubal cannot, as the best pitcher in the game and a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, take a 50% discount because I like Detroit. The players' union would burn his house down.
Here's why people will get mad at Skubal, because they're going to say, well, all you had to do was tell your guy, make sure I'm a Tiger for life. Why did you tantalize us by doing your whole tour that weekend, showing that you were at every Detroit event?
It's part of the
Do you
game.
want to be a Tiger or not? So, yeah, if he goes out there and starts having some bad games, or I can see some, not all, hear me in the back, some booing him because it's going to be okay, what happened at the end of the playoffs and all of these different things. It's like, dude, do you want to be here or not?
Fair enough. Hey, man,
Detroiters are, if you ain't Detroit, look, there's certain guys that got Detroit life cards. Beef Stew, he's a lifer. If Skubal wants that lifer, he's got to do something and say, hey, I want to be in Detroit. Embrace the city. Embrace the toughness. Embrace the grit.
Well, to me, very simple. That ship has sailed. I'd be in disbelief if they signed him.
Oh, I'm to the point now, we're just going to let the wheels fall off. Take it as far as you can, and we see what happens.
All right, let's get to business. We've got a lot to do, including Kenny has an NFL delight we have to get into. We're going to have some fun here. I'll let Kenny explain. I also have a quarterback rank for Wild Card Weekend. You're going to have to guess where these guys slot in. We'll have a little debate. Just having fun with the games this weekend. I can't change the Lions aren't in.
Okay.
97-1. Okay, against our better judgment, we've entrusted Kenny with something, with David out. Kenny, do you want to explain what the hell we're going to do here? Oh, God. Odds of this getting executed, 5%.
All right, boys, I want you to think a little bit Jeopardy type style. I'm going to give you categories. Within these categories, I have questions to which, as the game is titled, you will answer yes or no.
Please tell me these are football.
These are football.
Oh, thank God.
These are NFL questions.
Okay.
These aren't like, does your favorite cheeseburger have cheddar on it? Yes
No, I
or
was going to say, did you grab Kang's show sheet?
No,
Okay, so
I
this is to celebrate Super Wild Card Weekend.
Exactly.
All right.
I pulled out the bucket of tub of pretzels questions for this one.
No.
So let's start with Rico. Let's go around the room.
Do we get to
answer.
buzz in or no?
No, everybody gets a chance to answer. I will be assigning and maybe taking away points if I think your answer stinks.
Okay. All
Answer
right.
yes or
Ooh.
no and explain your reasoning. That is the game, boys. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
The categories are quarterbacks, teams, coaches / front office, players, or league / big picture.
I'll go quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks. Okay, yes or no? Has Josh Allen peaked or does he have anything left to show? Yes or no?
Yes, he has peaked. I don't think that he is going to get over that Super Bowl hump. I don't think he's going to get Buffalo into the Super Bowl. This is not his fault. His team's weak, but yeah, I think his time has passed him by. He's on the decline. He's not done, but he's on the decline.
Evan.
I do believe he has peaked, and it's all because of all these commercials that he's getting. And he married an actress. Next thing you know, he's an actor. He's not the same guy anymore.
No. They'll lose to Jacksonville. They'll fire Sean McDermott, who's a doorknob. They'll get him a proper coach, and he'll win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years.
To Evan and Rico, I give a point.
Nice.
But, Mike, I will also give you a point because I respect your reasoning.
Yes.
I disagree, but everybody gets a point.
He's
Everybody's on the board.
He's a great judge.
Look at this.
Too many commercials. Boom delay.
Save.
Dude, he's in every commercial. He's sleeping. He's doing this.
All
he's doing
right.
that.
All right. Next.
Evan, you pick the next category, quarterbacks, teams. Actually, let's get rid of quarterbacks because we've already used it once.
I'm going to use, I know which one I want.
Okay.
Players.
Weed for 600.
Players. It's about the Jimmies and Joes.
Is Christian McCaffrey the most non-valuable quarterback? Yes or no?
Is he the most valuable
Non-valuable
non-quarterback?
non-quarterback. Yes or no?
Yes, because I think this entire team dictates on whether or not Christian McCaffrey can get 100 on the ground and almost 100 in the air. Without him, they're nothing.
Michael?
Isn't it Rico? You said Rico.
Oh,
and
we're
Evan
going around
first.
the room. I imagine.
Go ahead. Go to Rico.
No,
It's his
go ahead.
team. All right, for me, no. Why? We don't pay running backs. They don't affect winning. I think there are a bevy of defensive players that are more valuable than Christian. Ooh, my calf hurts. McCaffrey.
Like who?
Yeah, Mike, who?
Okay, for starters, for starters, I'll take a Myles Garrett over Christian McCaffrey.
He's not in the playoffs.
Okay,
Not even close.
Will Anderson. You want playoffs only? Will Anderson, JSN. I want to go down to the teams that are playing now. Non-quarterbacks. Well, I would take James.
For me, ironically enough,
What?
I think it's the two backs in their game that are the two guys that are most valuable non-quarterbacks, Saquon and Christian McCaffrey.
Saquon stinks.
But that's just it. But if Saquon gets running and then the Philly looks good on the offense. Same with the Niners. If you shut down Christian McCaffrey,
Jalen Carter.
you saw it. They struggle.
Jalen Carter over CMC. Eagles 24, Niners 9.
And points. I need points.
And the points will go to 1 point from Mike, 1 point away from both of you.
What?
Yes!
We got negatives?
Your answers suck.
You're back to 0.
He said
MF.
Myles Garrett. He's not even in the playoffs.
I didn't know the player pool was playoffs only. Why are you yelling? My God.
I didn't
That's how we roll.
specify that it was playoffs
Hey, man,
only.
we're aggressive over here.
We don't
okay?
pay running backs. Next.
All right, Michael, now it's your turn to choose.
The league big picture.
All right, the league/big picture. Is the AFC clearly better than the NFC? Yes or no?
I'm going to say no, not only because I'm picking the Rams to win the Super Bowl, but the AFC, we talk about this. Well, the Patriots are fake. They played nobody. Well, the Chargers can't beat anybody. They have no O-line. Well, Denver Bo Nick stinks. Like, there's no one in the AFC quarterback-wise. There's no Lamar. There's no Mahomes. There's no Burrow, etc. I lean NFC's better, quite honestly. Outside of the NFC South, you got kind of a murderer's row there.
Also, point of order. This round will be worth 5 points, not just 1 point.
What the hell?
I changed the
Should've
rules
given a
on the
better
fly.
Okay, Evan, next.
I am saying they are the better conference. You want to know why? Because this conference is so good that they could take the likes of Lamar, get them out of there. The likes of Pat Mahomes, get them out of there. It doesn't matter. Give me the AFC.
That's actually a really good point, Evan.
That's right. They get it done, man.
You don't get points for kissing
still-
ass. Come up with your own answer.
But
That's a bonus point for that guy.
I still say the NFC, the AFC. A lot of young quarterbacks, unproven quarterbacks. I'll take the NFC.
Only way to prove yourself is to play the games.
And Rico, I give you 5 points. Mike, I also give you 5 points. Evan, I take away 7 points because
Yes!
you kissed ass.
I didn't kiss ass. He
Evan is
kissed
Burt
ass.
Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy, minus 10,000.
Now, Evan's -7. Rico is 5. I think Mike is 6.
Let's go.
All right, Rico, your turn to choose the category. We got teams, coaches, front office, players, big picture, and quarterbacks.
Let's go big picture.
Big picture. Let me scroll down here. Is the NFL protecting quarterbacks too much? Yes or no?
Yes. I mean, the fact that if you simply touch a quarterback and he falls and he's a good actor, it's 15-yard penalty. If you hit him too high, it's a 15-yard penalty. If you hit him too low, it's a 15-yard penalty. Absolutely. Yeah, and if he escapes the pocket and runs and you still hit him, penalty.
Evan Jenkins.
I'm going to say they're not doing enough to protect the quarterbacks because look what happens when teams lose their quarterbacks. Just look at the Minnesota Vikings, what happened to them without a quarterback. Even with J.J. McCarthy, they couldn't get it done.
They beat the Lions.
Well,
Ooh.
I'm just saying I think you need your big star quarterbacks, and those are the biggest names in the league.
I'd like to expand on Evan's point because I think it's a solid foundation. While, yes, the average fan, we want to see quarterbacks get smoked. They are operating, in some cities, a $10 billion business. Quarterbacks aren't players, they're assets. The asset must be protected at all costs. Otherwise, you end up with Frank Brosmer, and your fans hate their lives. So I will say, no, they're not protecting them too much.
And that will be a point for, actually, that'll be 7 points for Rico because I like his answer the best. Evan, you lose 2 points because I disagree with your answer. And Mike, because you barnacled off of Evan's answer, you lose 11 points.
Damn barnacle.
This is remarkable. This is what it must be like to go on trial in Moscow. My God.
I am the game master here.
Oh,
I
my
control
God.
your fate.
Up next, Kenny kills us all by artillery fire. Thanks, Kim Jong-un.
We have time for one last
Yeah,
one.
sure.
Who wants to pick the category? I don't even
Dealer's
care
choice.
anymore.
Just give us dealer's choice.
Dealer's
I
choice.
may just opt out and just win.
I love when people do that on Jeopardy. I wager $1.
0.
All right. Last one we'll do coaches. Should Bill Belichick be on the NFL sideline this year? Yes or no?
No. He's a cradle-rocking goofball. No.
No.
He's done.
It has nothing to do with him robbing the cradle. Kenny, I think he's lost his fastball. When you go to Carolina and you fail, that's not a great resume builder to say, hey, league, let me back in. I know some things. I can still win. Clearly, Tom Brady won that divorce.
I'm going to say, yeah, he should be on the sidelines. I think he's the Phil Necro of
Oh, my
coaches,
God.
and he has his knuckleball now.
Good reset.
Dude, there's a lot of bad coaches in the NFL. You can't tell me that he isn't better than one of the 32.
But then we circle back. We flow chart. We flow chart back. Now you have a new assistant coach, his girlfriend.
Yeah, but imagine him with the New York Football Giants.
Oh, that's true for radio. You know what, Evan? Kenny, give Evan 5 points, please.
5 million.
Well, actually, that'll be 50 points to each of you for answering in a way that I like. But also, I'm going to collect all of your points and give them to me for creating this amazing game. I'm the winner.
Remarkable.
You all tie for second. That has been yes or no.
What the hell just happened?
All right, hope you enjoyed that 10-second intermission. So here's what I want to do. I have a question to ask. I'm kind of taken aback by this, but I'm jaded. I admit it. I was talking to Evan, and apparently there's already articles in the newspaper, and there's big social response. But I also think this is why things like Twitter aren't real. I don't think the real world exists there. There's like this overwhelming excitement and celebration about Aiden Hutchinson being on the pregame show for Monday Night Football. Who the F cares? In fact, it upsets me. I don't want to see the Lions. I'm upset with them right now. Go to your room. Like you're grounded. Like, are we so insecure in this town that we still need the validation of broke bleep networks like ESPN? Oh, they're putting Aiden on. What? Like, are you kidding me? Are you actually going to watch that because a Lion is on there? What are you, 12? And Evan's like, oh, yeah, people are going crazy. And I'm going, I don't even want to. Like, I was angry enough listening to Brett Holmes. I didn't have to look at him. I just listened. I need a break from the Lions in sum total because they disappointed us so bitterly. The last thing I want is to go, and I don't care if it's Goff, Aiden, I don't care. These shows are awful. But like, Kenny, is that something you tune into Monday night? Because
it's not
Aiden's there?
It's not something I tune into, but also you have to realize these are Detroit sports fans. And what do we always see as a trend with them is they take their cues from what they hear in the media. They're very sensitive to what people inside the market and outside the market say about our teams. That's why they get so upset about Tigers things. That's why they get so upset about Lions things. It's the same thing. I'm the same as you. Go back to your room. You don't deserve to be down here with the family anymore. You're in timeout.
Right, you're grounded.
Exactly.
No tablet usage. I don't want to see it. Rico, I was just bringing up what Evan told us. like this excitement about Aiden being on the pregame show, and I'm going, who the hell's going to tune in? Like, if you're 12 years old and he's your favorite player, I get that. What adult is going to take time out of their day to watch the pregame to see a player I wouldn't want to look at? By the way, I'm already tired of looking at Aiden. He's on every commercial in the stop set.
Well, you want to see the Lions represented in the playoffs, so that's him.
But I'm upset with the Lions. I'm more upset at how crooked your hat is right now, and I can't take you seriously. All right, you look like Fernando Rodney when you walked in here. I was like, what the hell happened? You get into a fight in the commercial break? Come on.
Man, it's hard on the J side, man.
This is serious
It's tough in the
broadcast.
streets.
He went over to sales and was like,
It's tough in the streets on the J side.
What are they doing, those traffic updates?
Yeah.
It's 60-mile-an-hour winds. Your weekend's effed. Get to the right for my cruise. No, I was really surprised. Like, who
Are
the
you really?
hell's going to watch? Yes, I am. I'm dead serious.
No. I mean, first of all, he's the favorite son of Detroit.
Is
and
he?
He's on every commercial.
They don't chant his name. They chant Jared Goff's name.
But he's from here.
Oh, okay. We're doing that now?
Roughly from Detroit.
Uh-huh.
But no, I could easily see because he's on TV, he represents Detroit, and you get to at least feel like, okay, well, we'll have some say-so in matters.
What a I got to tell you, that's lost on me.
And hopefully by then, you know what, Chicago's already lost so he can dump truck on the Bears.
You realize if these things are real that you're saying, the level of insecurity in this town, that's wild to me. Because like Kenny and I were talking before you got back with the crooked hat. I said, you're grounded. You're grounded. I don't want to see the line. Like, I want a break from the Lions because of how mad they made me. I don't want to look at you. Now, instead of mocking the commercials, I get angry at them.
Well, you're going to get angry at because this is the ESPN show. I guess that's going to be Monday Night Football.
Correct. First of all, if you're taking time out of your Monday to watch Monday Night Football pregame, you need help. These pregames are awful.
But he's the analyst.
No, he's not.
He's the guest analyst.
Well, okay. Come on, really?
I'm just saying, that's what the title says.
Yeah, and
He's
Rob Gronkowski's a guest analyst. He can't spell the word zoo.
Z-O, right?
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, come on, man.
Right. No, he's going to be on there, and Detroiters are going to feel good because he's one of theirs on
this
TV.
town. This town really needs to figure it out. This is too good of a city.
Very insecure town,
and it needs to stop. All of our teams are good. This is a place that is a great place to live.
Detroit versus everybody.
No, that's insecurity. That crap has got to stop. Where you're always the victim. Oh no, everyone's out to get. No, they're not. Maybe you should ask your owners to try harder. The whole point is that this idea that Aiden being on Monday Night Football is, I wouldn't watch it if you paid me. No. Why? So he can go up there and do his faux intellectualism stuff? I'm not interested. Oh, the intervention by the officials. All right, Aiden, pack it up.
You're going to see all his highlights. Yeah.
Great. And they amounted to us missing the playoffs. You're grounded, no tablet, go to bed hungry. I don't want to see you. Side note, last night, college football playoff. I know we'll get to a little bit in the 5 o'clock. Did you see the ruling today? It's almost like the NCAA just spites some players. Trinidad Chambliss, hours after that game ends, the NCAA ruled and denied him his 6th year. So are they just making stuff up as they go?
Yes. Let's see if we have a good chance, and will he challenge this?
But he will.
He will. This is one where the NCAA should win. Okay? You got to have documented proof that you actually had an injury. And I guess Ferris State was like, you weren't injured. So maybe.
Also, the other local news, Justice Haynes into the portal. Sounds like, seems like, feels like he's getting a $2 million offer from Georgia Tech. You buy or sell that?
I'm buying that. I also think that Michigan brought in this top running back, so maybe he feels like, well, they're going to be leaning towards this freshman guy, and I'm going to go make $2 million.
That usually doesn't work out well.
It doesn't, but
I'm just saying, like, there's one Maurice Claret per generation.
If I was Michigan and he's not walking out the door, like everything changed once he got injured for them.
Yeah, he's a home run hitter.
He carried. It was every game, even when they were losing to Oklahoma. Okay, give me the first play of the second half. Boom, touchdown, 75 yards.
I was surprised by it. And look, I think Justice Haynes has every right to stay in school because I think he'll make more money.
Yeah.
Like you can go in the 3rd or 4th round of the NFL draft, or you can make $2 million.
But they believe in this hitter kid that's coming in. So I think that's why, he left, and I think the 3rd string back also hit the portal.
Look, there's been a lot of guys leaving. I assume Whittingham's going to replace with some Utah guys. I know they got but didn't they brought in Blowout his Achilles last year?
He did.
Okay. Look, I assume you will get Utah players. I have to assume it because there are people hitting the portal that doesn't make sense. There are some young defensive players that have hit the portal. I'm like, why are you leaving? You played, and you played really well.
You just want that raise. And I guess the school was like, well, it's almost like that you put the transition tag on the players. If you could find somebody who will
Shop
pay
the
you
deal.
this,
Yeah.
then come back to us, and maybe we'll match it. But you got to go find your own deal because we're not going to give it to you. That's what it looks like, seems like, feels like to me when it comes to the portal.
Fair enough.
Because I guess the true dogs, like Jeremiah Smith, yeah, he ain't going in the portal. Ohio State took care of him a long time ago.
But it's also, there are certain situations where you're made. Like, you don't need to go anywhere. I mean, I give you another example. The kid from Miami, number 10, the short receiver.
Yeah.
Name escapes me. I'm sorry, guys. There's no reason to leave. Like, unless someone's going to triple what you're getting paid, you're where you want to be.
Right.
You're integrated in the offense. You had 100-catch season as a freshman. Let me repeat that. I know he's a slot merchant. He's a screen guy. The point is, he's awesome, and you're thriving. Man, unless the money's going to change your life, you just stay where you're at.
No, I'm with you.
And there were really good players for Michigan that I'm sorry. I would just be surprised if Kyle Whittingham didn't like them. That doesn't make sense.
You're correct, Mike, in everything that you say, but I think for Michigan, it's going to be a major overhaul, major transition. You're going away from that Michigan man type of thinking. So, do you want to sit there for the new rebuild? Because at least with Sharon Moore, all jokes aside, you knew it was going to be very Harbaugh-esque. Everything was going to stay the same.
My goodness.
I tried.
My God. Kenny Tickets.
I really tried.
Lions fans.
Malachi Tony.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I couldn't think of the name. You know what? That's part of the problem when you stay up until midnight to watch a game that started at 7:30. What? Shut up.
This one from an unnamed texter. Lions fans seem to get softer every single year.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody agrees with me. Good heavens.
Valeni, you want to get rid of sideline reporters? I want to get rid of pregame shows. They are useless.
Amen. Wrap up all the budget and invest it in the broadcast.
And I know you guys were trying to set up a Lions or Hutch topic, but
No.
there was a lot coming back from the yes or no. There was a lot of feedback coming back.
No. I wasn't trying to set anything up. I was just speaking. I was shocked because Evan is plugged in with social. He's our social guy. He does the videos, etc. I was simply going, wait, am I taking crazy pills? Like if I saw Jared Goff or Aiden on a pregame, I would turn it because once again, you're grounded and no, you can't use your tablet. I don't want to look at you. That's how I am as a fan. You've disappointed me. Go to your room. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
There's going to be a lot of people going to their room. A lot of people disappointing you.
A lot of losers.
Lions fans, look, Detroiters love Detroit. They love to see Detroit any place they can.
Okay. Kenny, go ahead.
Yes or no is perfect for a Friday. I feel like I've just navigated through a house of mirrors trying to keep up with the points. Do it
the
again.
point system where somehow I lost 50 points for looking at you the wrong way. That was something. That was some Kim Jong-un stuff there.
No, it's what is that? Whose line is it anyway?
So there was a text that came in that says, whose afternoon show is it anyway, where everything's completely made up and the points don't matter.
Correct. The points, and then Kenny gifting himself the points once again as a dictator. That was an incredible heel turn.
Man, I just won the game. Guys, get good.
What Kenny did there is basically college football up until about 1930. We won the national championship. No, you didn't. Yes, we did.
Real quick, Mike, and you may find this fun or you may get angry.
Let's stop it. What, John Harbaugh? Did he go to the Dolphins?
No. Do you realize what happened with the University of Miami with them playing at home?
Yeah, they're the national championship games at Hard Rock.
Correct. First of all, ACC doesn't split the money. So they get $20 million.
Oh, my God.
They get the whole $20 million for making it all the way there. Plus, they get a $3 million travel budget. Problem is, you don't have to travel. Game just happens to be at your house. You just pocketed $23 million.
Nah, they're calling Uncle Luke. They're gonna get it popping like it's the
Right,
late '80s here.
Right. NCAA is basically said, here's $23 million.
Are you serious? It's winner take all out of the ACC.
Yeah. They don't split like the Big Ten splits the money up. They don't, because remember the ACC was struggling to keep people there. So they had to cut deals to make sure that the other teams wanted to stay.
That is amazing.
So,
and by the way, that game was phenomenal. I know I bitched about how long the game took. The game was fantastic.
It was.
That was great. And as many misgivings as I have about the sport, and look, you separate it, as Rico says, when the game's on, you just watch the talent, the completely different styles in that game. One team is going on 13-play drives. The other team's hitting you with lightning bolts. The hitting was off the charts.
Yeah. And I'll
incredibly
say this,
physical.
Hey, look, I had no skin in the game. Yeah, throw the flag on that final play.
No.
He mugged him.
No, that's a combat situation. You never throw it on a Hail Mary.
Handful of jersey.
No. No, we can look, I know we're not going to get calls on it. Rico, you can't throw a flag there.
Okay, if you're playing aggressive defense is one thing. Holding on to a jersey is something totally different.
Rule number 76, there are no rules in a Hail Mary.
You know what? You got a button it.
Short of the DB shanking the wide receiver like a prison scene.
My consistency is this. Like you say, don't pay running backs. If it's a penalty in the first 30 seconds, it's a penalty in the last.
So you want to call penalties on pitchy woo-woo plays?
If it's something egregious, yes. But for that,
Hold
again,
on.
hey, here's the thing. One final play, untimed from the 20-yard line.
All
there
right,
you
hold
go.
on. Time out. Let's go to Joseph Stalin. He gets to rule.
No, I typically lean Mike's direction with that. I don't think you should be calling penalties unless it's like assault. Like you can't possibly miss that.
From the 5-yard line on, he had my man by the jersey.
You hate to see it.
Holding him.
Hey, I had Miami laying 3.5, and I moved to 15-4 in bowl season. Cash ticket.
I'm talking like helmet to helmet type, like dangerous.
No, I'm
stuff.
talking unless he physically killed someone.
Right.
There's no penalty on a Hail Mary.
Yep.
You don't like it? Don't put yourself in that spot.
Rico's about to turn his hat sideways. You better be careful.
Yeah, hold on. Go Rodney mode and shoot an arrow into the sky. Is she still doing the traffic reports?
Yeah.
I haven't heard her do anything.
Yeah, that's why I was over there. I told you the J people.
Oh. Got it.
Tony Ortiz. You know what? 97-1.
What the hell are you doing, Kenny? Just take us to the damn break. Hold on now. Listen, it's very simple. You start the year, Moran Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer 2 years in a row. How do they do it? Well, they make car buying and certified service a breeze, and you're going to get the best pricing. I mean, it's not a secret. You're moving cars. You're not curing cancer. The best pricing, you get the people. GM employees and immediate family members, you can lease a 26 Trax LT, $299 a month. Or GM employees and immediate family members, a 26 Equinox LT, $299 a month. And as always, straightforward pricing, no runaround, no goofball salespeople. They do it right. It's Moran, free loaners for any certified service appointment as well. Shop online, moranexpress.com, or stop by on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township, Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
All right, gentlemen. College football playoffs. One team is in, but we still have a game tonight. Oregon, Indiana, the rematch. Oregon first half points over under 10.5.
All right, I'm gonna take a flyer here. I think this game's gonna be higher scoring than people think. I'll say over.
Is 10.5 that high scoring though?
Well, Indiana's pretty much not letting anybody score on them.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, I'm going to take the opposite. I'm going to say the under. No score tonight.
I had the same reaction you did at first, Evan. 10.5 is not that crazy of a total for a team like Oregon to cover. So I'll say over.
They have a kicker named like Atticus or something.
It's Atticus Sappington.
Yeah,
sounds like a hedge fund, baby.
You got a root for kickers here.
I was about to say a cartoon character.
No,
I'm
but
gonna go
like
under.
Here's the thing. I think there is something to seeing a team twice, especially if they play zone. And Dante Moore was a little overwhelmed that first time. Maybe they have a counterpunch to that.
See, I see this game as a more of a first half. They're going to feel each other out, try to see where they're at, low scoring. Second half is where it takes off. More passing yards, Dante Moore or Fernando Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Okay. I'm going to go with Dante Moore. I think he's just going to have to throw more than Mendoza. Well, what was he? 12 of 15 in the last game or something like that?
Yeah, Evan, I'm completely with you.
Yeah, I'm going to make it 3 in a row because, I think that Dante Moore is going to be forced to pass, where I think that Indiana's just going to lean on their 2 running backs. Elijah Surratt, receiving yards. Wide receiver for Indiana, over under 50.5.
Over.
Yeah, I was thinking 65 in my head, so I'm going over.
And typically when I go with receivers and totals like that, I usually account for maybe at least one bigger, yak type of a reception. So I'll say over as well.
What about Charlie B from Tennessee?
Gus will not be on the call tonight.
I will go under. Finally, for this game, Indiana's total points scored over under 26.5.
Over.
Yeah, I think they
Mike has them scoring 50.
I got them scoring 35.
No. I wonder if it's kind of a 31-28 game. I think Oregon's going to compete tonight. I have a hard time picking against Indiana. They do everything right.
And Cignetti's not going to keep his foot off the gas, so he's going to go up. I'm going to say 35, so over.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. I had this somewhere in the 27 to 30 range, so I'll say over as well.
His answer to why he doesn't smile is fabulous, by the way. It is fabulous.
You want to enlighten us?
It's like a 3-minute long answer. Go watch it online. But he is awesome on why he doesn't smile during games.
All right, I'm going to go over as well. NFL playoffs. Bryce Young over under 195 and a half passing yards.
Wait, what?
Bryce Young over under 195 and a half passing yards.
Sam, like, it's under.
I gotta go under.
So do I.
Pocket size game manager.
3 in a row under.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
he could complete like 25 passes for 130 yards.
You three are being disrespectful.
Yes.
That's his house. He's throwing for 200
All right,
yards.
go on with it, short king. Man, he's 4 feet tall.
Okay, what does that got to do? He can throw for 200.
You
Yeah,
can't-
but they throw like 3-yard passes.
Okay, but all he needs is Tet to take 175 yards.
it'll be a first.
Speaking of which, Tet McMillan or Devontae Adams more receiving yards?
Ooh. See, Adams could have like
I worry about his hamstring.
3 catches
Yeah.
for like 50 yards and 2 touchdowns.
They may take it easy and put him on a pitch count. So maybe McMillan gets enough targets within the 195 yards. This is mathematics. I'll go Tedero and McMillan. T-Mac.
What is the
Yeah, I'm going to go against math too.
The
And say
hate.
T-Mac. He might get 120 of the yards.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Adams here, I guess, because I felt maybe I'm stepping on the rake here, but I'll do it.
No, you know what, Kenny? I'm going to go with Adams.
All right.
So you're not stepping on the rake. Finally, from this game, Blake Corum. Over under 1.5 touchdowns scored.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going to say under 2. Williams is still going to get the bulk of those.
It's also a principle. You can't pick, like, think about all these anytime touchdown things that, like, Cookies obsesses over. 1 touchdown's hard enough. You want to start picking a guy to score 2?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just half. I'm sorry, half.
Oh.
Half. I'm sorry.
Hey. This whole game is fugazi. All right, I will say over. I think he can get on the board with 1.
I'm going to say that too.
Yeah, he can punch one in.
I'm going to go under.
Changed everything.
I'm just kidding. 0.25.
Take away 1, the whole game changes.
It's a total game
It
changer.
is. Kyle Monangai, rushing yards, over under 43.5. 7th round pick.
He's taking his time, so I'm going to say under. This is a swift game. Wow. You
know what,
stumped him. Kenny?
What was the number again?
43.5. I'm going to go over. I think that they're going to lean on him. He's becoming their guy.
I'm going to do this for TJ if he's in the car right now. Oh, Rico, it's a good number. I'm going to go under. I think the Pack are going to control TOP. I think Lion fans are going to have a baby in their pants. I think the Bears are losing. Whoa. I think they're going to dunk on Ben Johnson. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well.
Does that mean we get a parade down Woodward?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to put a Ben Johnson failed playoff banner in Ford Field.
You suck, Ben. Over under
Thought about that.
53.5 receiving yards for Christian Watson.
No, I can't do that. The Packers have like 9 receivers that all live in a shoe. Nah, under.
I'm going to say he busts out of that shoe and he goes over.
Yeah, I agree with Mike under.
Like a homeless shoe. Just toes wiggling out.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well. More passing yards, Trevor Lawrence or Josh Allen?
This one's interesting. The Bills can't stop the run. Game script, maybe Allen has to throw it more because the Jags get up in the game. I'll go Josh Allen.
I'm going to say Lawrence because I think it's going to be one of those weird Bills games where they don't have any points in the first half and Josh Allen hasn't done anything, and then in the second half is where he'll excel. But I'm going to go Lawrence.
I'm going to take the Valenti approach on this one and say that's Josh Allen.
There you go.
I'll take Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm going to go Josh Allen as well because I just don't believe in the Jags and Trevor Lawrence. It's just how it is.
Fair.
James Cook, 79.5 rushing yards. Over under.
I think over is a safe bet. I'm going over. NFL's leading rusher.
All right, over. Damn it. No.
Whoa.
No.
Mike says no.
No. I
Belay
gotta,
that order.
I got to stick to principles. Playoff games are about unders. Under. Damn it. I have
everything?
Well, I have Allen going over. I got to have this going under.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. If I had the Cowboy approach, like I just said, it's probably has to be-
correlated.
Yeah.
Under.
I'm going to say both things can be true.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet you would.
I'm gonna
That's
go-
right,
Hey,
Rico.
go ahead and change the numbers now. Now it's 118.6.
Yeah.
Whatever it gets me to win.
That's right.
A.J. Brown receiving yards. Over under 66.5.
Anytime he gets a lot of receiving yards, they lose. So I need him reading a book on the sidelines, and they beat the Niners by 17. Under.
I'm going to say under as well. I think it's a ground game.
Mike, I like that. That's a good idea. I'm gonna agree with that. Give me the under.
I need him over. I need him at 200 yards.
I bet you do.
More receiving yards. Devontae Smith or George Kittle?
Smith stinks, man.
Might be the quarterback.
Kittle. Easy.
Oh, boy.
Kittle might not even play, and
Yeah,
I'll have more.
Kittle. I'm
Hold
not
on.
happy
Is
about it.
Kittle going to play a whole game here?
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm not the trainer.
Give me Kittle. He'll get some in garbage time when the Eagles are up by 3 touchdowns.
There we go.
You getting Kittle as well? You took Kittle?
By the way, fun note, while Rico's doing this, Brock Purdy has only been an underdog 4 times in his 51 career starts. Brock Purdy is 0-4 straight up and 0-4 against the number and has failed to cover by an average of 12.8 points a game. If that factors into your decisions.
So they don't show up. All right, Drake, last one. Drake May over under 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Low scoring. Harbaugh's going to drag him into the mud. He is my Lord and Savior, but we're going under.
Over.
No.
Over for
No.
Over for me as well. That's your prop bet casino. 97-1.
Good to have you guys. 5 o'clock. We did open the show with some Tarek Skubal news discussion. If you want that, Odyssey.com rewind. You are welcome to go and get it. I want to talk a little bit about Super Wildcard Weekend, and we should touch a little bit on the playoff tonight because I think this is a game everyone's been waiting for. Indiana is the national story. But here's what I wanted to do. We are in a town. We talk about Jared Goff all the time. And there's a debate about can you win a Super Bowl with him or not. I say yes. Others say no. Whatever. But as we get ready for the NFL playoffs, I always think it's fun to rank the quarterbacks, but not in the way you're thinking. What I want to do is this. I want to know where the line of delineation is between you can win a Super Bowl with this person and you cannot. Okay. And Kenny, I want you to participate if you feel like it. So all 12 of the quarterbacks that are playing, and then obviously you've got 2 on bye. So 14 total quarterbacks. You're just shy of half the league.
Okay.
This is who's made it. And what's interesting is this is a year, no Lamar Jackson, no Patrick Mahomes, no Joe Burrow. There are some names missing from the list. You could say no Jared Goff. But I wanted to see if you could guess where these guys are ranked. Okay. And I want to know at what point you will flip the switch to say can't win a Super Bowl versus can, or vice versa. Now, do you want to start from lowest to high or highest to low?
We can go highest to low.
All right. So here's what we'll do. And you know what? For the way this is set up, you're right. It should start highest. I'm interested to see if anyone, after you've broken the chain of command of saying can, you say, all right, this guy you can't, but then there's someone lower that you say yes.
You know what? You actually can.
Okay. So you guys want to guess who number 1 is?
Number 1 would probably be Matt Stafford.
He's 2.
Oh.
Can win a Super Bowl. He already has one. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts?
Josh Allen, you guessed, right?
No.
You didn't. All right. Jalen Hurts is actually, this is according to Yahoo Sports. You do what you want. Jalen Hurts is 6.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Okay.
Win a Super Bowl with Jalen.
Well, he already has.
Right.
Josh Allen's number 1. Let's just get that one done. Here's the question. Has the most playoff wins ever without a Super Bowl win? 7. I believe you can win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen. But earlier, you said you can't.
Right.
Uh-oh, look at him.
I don't think you can. I think that he's in that
Wow.
category of great quarterback, but something happens when they get into those big games.
Kenny, can you win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen?
Yes, you can win a Super Bowl.
I'm going to
with
say
Josh Allen.
yes. He's saying no. He's going to be Dan Marino. Fine enough. You will never guess the third quarterback. It would take you a while.
Third quarterback, already we're in the playoffs now.
Drake May.
He's 4th.
I was thinking that.
I knew he would be in the higher, like the top 5 range.
Sam Darnold.
Hold on. One at a time. Drake May, can you win a Super Bowl with Drake May?
He's still young. I think that, yes. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Drake May.
Now, you would guess who? Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, according to Yahoo Sports, is the second worst quarterback in the playoffs. He is 13th. That should tell you who's 14. Here's a hint.
Bryce.
You could fit this person in a wallet.
Bryce
Young is 14. Okay. Sam Darnold is 13. Can you win a Super Bowl with either of those guys?
No.
You're saying no. Kenny?
Yeah, I'm saying no.
Sam Darnold to me just seems like the guy. Once again, pressure game, he fades.
Wait, well, I think we're missing an obvious one, boys. What about Aaron Rodgers? I mean, I'm not saying it's with the Steelers, but he can do it. He has done it.
But remember, he did it 15 years ago. That's the problem. Aaron Rodgers, and I disagree with this, by the way. I would actually have Sam Darnold ahead of Aaron Rodgers. Even though, and again, I don't believe you can win a Super Bowl currently with either. Rodgers is at number 9. You believe this version of Aaron Rodgers could win a Super Bowl?
Not this version. I'm just asking questions.
Okay.
About Jacksonville quarterback.
That was the person I said you'd never guess, and I think this is a pretty bold swing by Yahoo. They have Trevor Lawrence 3rd. I think that's way too high. Based on, yes, He's had this wild 8-game win streak, 21 touchdowns, 5 picks. I'm not ready to go there with Trevor Lawrence.
I'm not either. I see a lot of inconsistencies with him. I mean, he has the great moments, and then it's just like the next week, like, Trevor, where did last week go?
What about the rat?
Hold on. Can you win it with Trevor Lawrence?
I don't think so.
You're saying no?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, so I just want to be factual. The yeses so far that are unanimous. Rico said no to Allen. You said yes. Unanimous. Stafford, yes. You said no to Drake May. He's too young.
No, I said yes to Drake May.
Did you say yes to May?
Yeah, I said yes.
Okay, I apologize, guys. Stafford, May, yes. Jalen Hurts, yes.
Yes.
Hold on. I want to make sure I do these in order. Aaron Rodgers was not unanimous. Then we had 13, Sam Darnold, no. And we had Bryce Young, 14, no. Number 12, Bo Nix. I say no. He's not good enough.
Yeah, I'm going to say no as well. It's just.
Kenny?
I think right now, no, but
Okay.
possibly later on in his career.
No, but it's right now.
Right now, no.
CJ Stroud, as is.
No.
I say yes.
I'm
My
not ready
vote
to go
doesn't
there
count,
yet.
though, but that's fine. I say yes
I mean,
because
I like as is, like, because CJ Stroud needs weapons, and he has none.
he
around
has
him.
Nico Collins. How dare you? How dare you? Caleb Williams at 10. No.
Well,
Down the line, yes. Not now.
right now, yeah, okay, fair.
Rodgers, 9. Jordan Love at 8. Oh, somewhere Cookies is gripping right now. He hates Jordan Love. He hates Jordan Love like he slept with one of his girlfriends. Unbelievable.
But right now, with his cast of weapons,
Yes.
then I'll be the bold one, I guess, and say yes.
I
I
was
don't think it's that bold.
Yes as well. 'Cause
I think Jordan Love, on ability, is a top 5 quarterback.
he does not have a number one receiver. I mean, unless Watson stays healthy, but he's got a lot of good guys. The thing is, when you have teams like that with a bunch of receivers,
Okay.
you can't just lock down one. So a good quarterback finds the open guy.
Number 7, Brock Purdy.
Yes.
And I'm going to answer it for you. Yes. Personal growth. You can win with Brock Purdy. He's a rat, but you can win with him.
The defense lost the Super Bowl for them.
Correct. You had the lead in the fourth quarter. Brock Purdy didn't lose that game.
Yeah.
Dre Greenlaw's Achilles did.
He's proven he can step up in big game moments. Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
All right. Rico, come on. You can win with Josh Allen. Come on.
Josh Allen right now.
You could. This is
team.
the worst team he's had, and he still dragged him to the playoffs.
He has what, a 6th seed?
A
On the
bit-
road.
Hey, that beats being the 9th seed like Jared Goff.
Fair.
Allen, Stafford, Lawrence was not unanimous, correct?
No, I didn't think he could.
I
Okay.
said no.
Drake May, yes. So that's 3 of these guys. Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game yet.
No.
You have to believe it when I see it for me. I'll say no.
Okay, I'm not mad at you. So then Jalen Hurts at 6, yes. Purdy at 7, yes. Love at 8, yes. Rodgers, no. Williams, no. Stroud, no, because my vote doesn't count. Bo Nix, Darnold, Young, no. Right. So it's interesting. Now, if we take the quarterbacks that you think you can win a Super Bowl with, your champion is going to be either the San Francisco 49ers, and by the way, 7 and 8 are as low as it gets. Love, Purdy, Hurts. So 3 NFC quarterbacks. Then it would be Drake May and Stafford
Stafford's in there.
and Allen. So you only have 5 choices of who your champion's going to be. So who is it? As we start Super Wild Card Weekend. And I'm not mad if you chalk out and go Rams. I just thought it's a fun exercise to look at it when you zoom out and just talk about the quarterbacks.
I look at, I'm going to go Rams because the Eagles seem broken. Like they could win this weekend.
Charles Ramsey said it best.
But I just, at some point, they're going to fall on their face. And it's just going to be an ugly loss. So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Here's the other fun note. Just what coach this weekend, if they lose, could shockingly lose their job? I think there's 3. You want to take a guess? That if their team loses this weekend, I wouldn't. That's one. I wouldn't be shocked. That is the biggest surprise. The other 2, I don't think are shocking. But think. I think there's 3 coaches that might be coaching for their job.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else seems.
You want me to give them to you?
Packers?
Yes. Matt LaFleur, this is what's interesting. If you zoom out at the pack,
He's like 0 for 4 in the last couple of years.
yeah, but it's also 2022. They played for the right to make the playoffs as the 7 seed and lost. 23, 24, and 25. 7 seed, 7 seed, 7 seed. Do you realize if the NFL didn't expand the playoff, the Green Bay Packers would have missed the playoffs the last 4 years? How good is he? We talk about how good the team is.
But in all fairness, they may not have taken the last couple of weeks off because they knew they were in.
Fair, but they're the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Like, again, they're not having these great seasons.
No, that's
You got to go back pretty far, and it's with Mike McCarthy for that team to have been the 1 seed, albeit you dusted them at Lambeau when they were off the bye.
Right.
But, like, I think LaFleur, you could see a change there.
Bills.
Yes, that's the other one. I think Sean McDermott's a doorknob. I think if they go down to Duval and lose, a change has to be made there.
But what about the Bears?
I
like this. No.
That's barbershop talk right there.
See, I told you Ben Johnson sucked as a coach.
Man, you don't know no Martin Luther King. Ben Johnson sucks. Like, I can just hear the conversations all over Metro Detroit.
See, I told you, man. He can't play in the play. It was his fault we lost the playoff game last year, too.
God, good heavens. All right. You've heard the ads. Lawyers talking about results, verdicts, the whole thing. But, guys, you're not a trophy. They don't put you up on the wall. David Femininio's a bit different. Yes, he wins big, but it's not about bragging rights. This is about personal. It's about the money and what it does for you. Guys, bottom line, you call, he answers, he reps you. He doesn't delegate. 855-65-CRASH or go to getdavidgetpaid.com. That's getdavidgetpaid.com. Okay, I want to turn our attention to the college football playoff just real quick, and then we'll get to the picks, which was a hell of a good edition of them. But just, look, I wonder, A, did you even watch last night? I totally respect it's a work night. And, look, that game, man, they say 7:30. That thing was more like 7:50 kickoff. And halftime show felt like they filmed the entire Ben-Hur movie, and it was, 3 hours. Dude, it was almost midnight when I got to bed.
Turned away at halftime, got caught up watching like an old CSI episode, like, oh, I'll come back. And,
Like Grissom CSI?
Yeah.
That was the best CSI.
yeah, it was like the Grissom CSI. And then I was like, oh, shoot, let me switch back to the game. I probably missed. They were just kicking the ball off. Like, you've got to be
It's
kidding
insane.
me.
But it was a wonderful game. It was. I know I bleep all over the sport, but that was a great game last night. And tonight, you get the Battle of the Big Ten, which I'm sure somewhere Costa has already taken 3 Cialis and is just.
Here's the question, though. And this is for you, Kenny. 3 years in a row, no SEC team in the championship game. Is the SEC done?
Do you like your little top-heavy conference over there?
Yeah, see, I'm with Kenny. I tried to explain this to Jim the other day, and it was cognitive dissonance at its finest. I said, Jim, I'm not saying that the gap hasn't been closed maybe more than ever, but if you can't see the difference in scheduling, where, for instance, last year Indiana played absolutely no one,
Right.
or this year Michigan or Ohio State, neither of them played anyone, versus the SEC, you can't get away with that. I said the Big Ten is top-heavy. I have no problem saying that the best team. Now, I'm never gonna dignify 3 years ago. Sorry, you cheated your balls off. But guess what? Ohio State won it last year. Respect. But this year, if Indiana wins it, that's fine.
Okay, but let me ask this question for you, too, especially Mr. Paul Feinbaum over there. If it were the other way around,
Yeah.
and the SEC was on the verge of winning 3 straight, and the Big Ten could not make the title game, would you not say, well, we're just a better conference?
No, because the argument's not rooted in one team getting one thing done. The totality of the conference. Here's what else I would say. Turn on any Big Ten game and alert me when you find one that looks like Georgia and Ole Miss last weekend. Rico, if people watch football and they understand what they're watching, it is night and day. For instance, the middle class of the Big Ten are the Iowas, the Illinois, the Minnesotas, the whatever. It's dog water. You go to the middle class of the SEC, and what is it? Middle class of the SEC is still someone like a Mizzou or a Vanderbilt. They would, no opt-outs now. Don't do bowl results. Regular
No,
season,
you're probably
those teams
looking-
would beat the brakes off the Big Ten. And again,
I mean, it's why I really wish that they would never do it, that you did like an SEC Big Ten challenge in the middle of the year.
I'm
I
with
think
you, Rico.
ultimately you can have 2 powerhouses in whether it's Indiana or Ohio State. I still don't totally believe in Oregon, but fine. If you took a Texas and you took them out of the SEC and put them in the Big Ten, they lose 1 game this year. That's my problem. Like if you took a Vanderbilt, where are they this year if they're in the Big Ten? Dude, it's just the Big Ten is a lot of bad football and then like two Fabergé eggs up top.
Right, but then again, it's easy to say that, but then when you actually look at the results, because if that's the case, Miami's just blowing everything out the water because you played in the ACC. Nobody respected your conference. You didn't even win the conference.
Right.
And here you are.
Yeah, I think Miami's kind of like a Big Ten team. You didn't play anybody all year, but here you are. And by the way, Miami aced out OSU. And you know why? OSU told us who they were the night they played in the Big Ten championship game. When we liked Indiana that night. Why? Because OSU didn't play anyone. The Big Ten, you can coast months and play no one. You can't do that down there.
Indiana had, at the time, 2 games, but one, Penn State didn't matter anymore.
But they went to Outson and they played them, and they played a really credible football game.
They did.
Rico, I just think the week in, week out gauntlet of the SEC still trumps in every way whatever the Big Ten has.
I understand. I just wanted to ask that
By the way,
question.
what do
I'm
I
not
have-
dying on the hill like cookies.
No, because you're normal and you're well adjusted. Like he wasn't hugged enough as a kid. It's clear. What do I have to gain? I always ask him this. You act like I have stock in Bucky's truck stops or something. Like I care about the South. Like I just watch football. So no, look, The Big Ten, yeah, I think they're going to win it. I don't think Miami beats Indiana. Now, if it's Oregon and Miami, we'll have a different conversation.
Oregon-Miami
there.
will be a better game. I think Indiana and Miami will not be a good game.
I
saw the stat, like Indiana's defense has had, 10 penalties called on them entire year.
Yeah. Well, also the stat last night, as good as that football game was, do you realize there was almost 23 minutes of game action where Carson Beck didn't complete a pass that wasn't behind the line of scrimmage?
Wow.
I mean, even that 38-yard touchdown to the little guy, number 10,
Malachi Tony.
I always want to say Malachi Nelson, who's the garbage 5-star quarterback. Rico, you put Indiana out there against that. Look out. Look out.
I mean, I think the problem for Indiana will just be overconfidence.
Well, do they win tonight? That's the question. Because a lot of people like Oregon tonight. I have a hard time with it.
I didn't mean to derail your time.
You didn't. No, there's no derailing. It was more just kind of, are you into this? Like, we're in the Final Four. It's the last couple games.
Well, I mean, I am. But
I am. I'll watch these. I'm not going to lie to people and say, no, of course I watched last night.
But no, you're right.
It.
You're right. The mid-tier, I don't think anybody gets up for Iowa versus Nebraska.
No, just look at the middle class. Because here's what I said to Jim, and he had no counter for it. He just got mad at me. I said the difference between the two conferences is it just means more in the SEC because they make football decisions. He goes, what do you mean by that? I said, okay, case in point. When the Big Ten wanted to expand, they were yutzing around with Rutgers and Maryland, and we're going to bring in UCLA and even UW, whatever it is. Nonsense. The SEC went, Texas, Oklahoma. And then the round before that, Mizzou and A&M. Football. Now, yes, basketball, there is a spillover that the SEC is also the best basketball conference. The point is the Big Ten didn't make the right decisions to build a geographically relevant middle class.
Well, it's funny you say that because following college hoops, I think it's the exact opposite because I think the Big Ten is a better conference, but the SEC is top-heavy. When it comes to
That's
hoops.
probably fair. Yeah, and look, I think Michigan's best team in the country. I mean, I know Arizona's
no, right this year, but normally like Purdue but you still got to go through that gauntlet of okay, now you got to go play Illinois.
That's
now
fair.
You got to go play this team. You got to play this team. Whereas the SEC, you got like 3 teams.
Yeah, last year the SEC was this top to bottom. You're right. Good call. I'll retract that. But no, I just wondered. Like, no, I'm excited to watch this tonight. This is good football, and I don't
want to hear any slander if Mendoza wins and he's talking.
Oh, he's so weird. I can't do it. He's just
a nice kid.
I feel like I'm
you
watching
know what
an
I like
episode.
about him because
He reminds you of Dexter.
No, his family, like he just goes out there. Like I don't have to hear about his family doing anything. Like I didn't even know anything going on with his mom, and she was sick. Like they're not out there on social media doing stuff.
Okay, I will agree with that because I will tell you, I don't even get angry at the kids anymore. I think these parents are parasites. Whether it's the Pavias, all these parents I got to see in the crowd, I got to listen to all this crap. Man,
yeah, nobody's showing up to see you. They're here to see your kid.
It drives me insane. My question was going to be this, and it doesn't require a lot of conversation, so it's no big deal. Aren't we all Hoosiers? Like, who the hell's not rooting for Indiana? Unless you're a Miami grad or an Oregon grad. Right. Like, isn't Indiana America's team?
It is.
I can't hate them.
And I was about to say, because there's nothing bad about them.
Other than Mendoza.
They got the cocky coach. They just do everything right.
See, I don't even think he's cocky. I think he's a psychopath.
Okay.
I love where he goes, oh, no, there's plenty of times I'm happy. Just doesn't do any good to show you. I'm like, okay, then.
No, remember, you're right. It's like you don't have any ill will towards them. You're like, oh, well, I hate it. Nobody hates Indiana unless you're a Purdue grad. So Purdue and anybody that's Oregon or Miami. Yeah. Those are the only people not rooting for Indiana.
No, and look, I like Dante Moore. I do.
Yeah.
I think tonight will dictate his NFL future, to be honest with you. If he goes out and looks terrible against Indiana, you may come back to school.
Well, it's just still funny to me that you have people saying that, you know what, if you're going to the Jets, stay in school. Don't go to the pros.
I can't argue it. Look at the Jets' history in curating quarterbacks. It's a debacle.
So I wonder if he's thinking that because Oregon hasn't really pick their next quarterback.
Well, here's
yet.
the other thing. I mean, hate to break it to you, but Oregon will probably pay you $5-6 million to come back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make the $5-6 million like I was a top 10 pick. I'll come back. I'll guarantee I'll be in New York for the Heisman.
Yeah.
Come back. That's the difference. I mean, look, you're never going to get a great team taking you up top. But the one thing I would say, keep an eye. This would be one. The Rams have 2 first-round picks because they have Atlanta's pick, and that's in the top 10. The Rams are going to future-proof that quarterback position.
Oh, so they bring him in.
That might be one you back channel a little bit. And Sean McVay, you want to come and get me?
Well, I know they're saying back channel with the Raiders to see maybe if, the Raiders want to take a QB.
They're taking Weirdo. They're taking your man Dexter.
Or they trade down. Like somebody wants that number 1 pick because they want Mendoza.
The Raiders have to have Mendoza.
Okay,
He's
but
weird enough. He's Ned Flanders. That's the only guy you can put in Vegas.
They're the Raiders. They're the Raiders, and the Raiders do
Mendoza is Karsh. Karsh is Mendoza.
No, but the Raiders do Raider things. Raider-like things.
Truth. All right. What is it? Hoosiers or how it is?
Okay, sure.
I think that's what Signetti did.
And then they brought the Buffalo mascot back.
Yeah, that I don't get. They need to get rid of that. That's ridiculous.
There's a lot of things.
Okay, good
I
talk.
don't understand. I never understood the Georgetown Hoya.
It's actually a really good point. And why does he wear a taxi cab hat? You can't figure it out.
Who?
De Hoya. He wears one of those little beanies.
How is he a bulldog?
You know what? These are questions I can't answer. Rico, talk about it.
All right, let's talk about the Chevy. I can talk about this. The Chevy dealer in the area leading the way. It's Hamilton Chevrolet in Warren. Andrew and the sales staff want to be your Chevy dealer because they're going to guarantee you the lowest payment on your next Chevy, period. They're going to find you every discount, rebate, and incentive to save you some money. So get into Hamilton Chevrolet right now to start your year off right with great deals on their massive new inventory. The selection is best right now, and they're ready for immediate delivery, including the January Rico deal, a new 2025 Chevy Trax LT, $239 a month for 24 months. Walk into Hamilton with $995 down. You'll drive off with 10,000 miles a year. You heard me right. You know what I say. The best deals are found at 14 Mile and Mound. Just stop in to see my guys at Hamilton Chevrolet and tell them Rico sent you. Make Hamilton Chevrolet your Chevy dealer. Visit HamiltonChevy.com. That's HamiltonChevy.com. Chevrolet together, let's drive.
remarkable. Wild card round is here. FanDuel playoff boosts everywhere for every playoff game, every day of the NFL. So pick the matchup you believe in. Like for me, I think the Steelers are dead, and I think Rico's team is dead, and he's not in the room right now. So let's go with those. It's FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You can get your Profit Boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 and up, present in Michigan. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued is not withdrawable Profit Boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, Odyssey.com Rewind. You missed anything? We covered the Skubal stuff, some playoff quarterback rankings, college football playoff. Maybe I'll get it totally wrong. I started out liking Indiana, and then, man, I'm a little worried, especially the numbers coming down. I'm like, oh, dear. I want Indiana to win. I do. I've never liked Oregon. They bother me. Really? Yeah.
Even with the uniform combos and all that? It would be the Crystal Ball Bowl?
I just don't like these programs that are just propped up by a single human. It's like the old Oklahoma State, T. Boone Pickens crap. It's like, they're annoying. Get out. Go back to the Pac-12. I don't want you here. Can't stand them.
It'd be the Crystal Ball Bowl, right?
Yeah, he coached there for a few years, and then, Mama called. It was time to come home. I mean, that was a natural fit to come home.
Yeah.
I never understood. There was a weird 7-8 years at Oregon where they went from like Helfrich to Willie Taggart for 10 minutes to Cristobal. It was a weird deal. Cristobal took over a 4-8 Oregon team.
Chip Kelly left.
Yes.
And then it was like, okay, who's next?
Yeah, because I remember like when they hired Cristobal, it was a weird thing. And Oregon was off a 4-win season. Like the idea of Oregon winning 4 games is unfathomable.
Well,
that's where it was.
Here's my prediction. In the championship game, Crystal Ball will do a Crystal Ball type move and lose the game.
It wouldn't shock me. I mean, last night, they had no business not blowing the doors off Ole Miss. They dropped 17 interceptions. It's like they had toasters for hands.
And you always know once you drop that pick 6, it's going to come back to haunt you.
It'll bite you in the ass.
It's like a walk to the first batter.
Robert, you're plugged in?
What does your crystal ball say about tonight's game? See what I did there? Crystal
ball is 15-4 in bowl season, so cut me a break, will you?
Well, okay, then who are you picking tonight?
I don't have as strong of an opinion tonight, but I'm going to be rooting for Indiana.
I actually have a pretty strong opinion on Indiana.
You think they're going to blow the doors off?
10 points, 12 points, something like that.
All right.
But you're right, that game last night.
That game was great.
If Miami had lost that game with all those awful penalties and dropped interceptions, and by the way, they did commit a pass interference on the last play of the game.
Oh, my God.
Right?
No.
Right?
Yes.
No.
He rode him for 5 yards.
I'll tell you why I disagree.
Oh, no, I don't hate that it wasn't called.
15-4.
Yeah.
I just don't. Well, I did have
and
Miami.
they covered.
I had Miami laying 3.5.
God.
The point is, hold on. I just don't believe on a Hail Mary situation you can call that. Now, if you say that's not a Hail Mary, we can have that conversation.
Mike, it wasn't Hail Mary if it's a bunch of people bumping into each other. Yes. He had both hands on Jersey as he's pushing him out of bounds.
Rule expert agreed with me.
And it was like from what, the 40-yard line, 35?
Yeah, and that's where I can stand down about the Hail Mary. I just on the last play of the game, you have put yourself in this position. I feel like when it's like combat and receivers are going at it, like I'm not throwing that.
Combat's one thing, but grabbing the jersey.
Ball is uncatchable.
And because he pulled him down.
Ball is uncatchable. I don't know what to tell you.
I actually prefer that it wasn't called.
I wanted it because I wanted untimed down from the 20.
No, that would have been fun.
Let's go.
I bet you did.
No. Now, if it was at the 2-yard line, that's different.
Yeah.
But I'm like, untimed.
Now, if it was from the 2 and that went down, no, that's a penalty. So I listen. If you don't believe that was a Hail Mary-esque situation,
no. But if it was from the 2, that's actually within the 5 yards that you can get away with that.
I would have thrown the flag.
Well, this popped into my head last night watching the game, and it'll pop in again tonight.
What's that?
Do we all have to make a mild admission? I normally don't, and I don't want to, but we might have to.
What?
The whole college football is ruined thing. Do we have to shift that a little bit? And I'm not just saying, but you are seeing competitive games other than a couple. And also this, the NIL world, today's world, everybody has hope. Like right now, your team, Michigan State, should have no hope. You should not be able to rebuild your team that quickly.
We don't have any hope.
Yes, you do. Michigan, going through a complete meltdown, should not have hope. They should have to take 2 or 3 years, rebuild their roster.
If you hit the right people, you're right.
But now Everybody can do it
All right,
immediately.
let me use this example. I think there's elements of truth to what you're saying. The problem is, college football fan, we are all Andy Dufresne crawling through that pipe of duty to get to salvation. So you have to go through hell, and then you arrive at this Final Four to get joy.
But here's the
You
difference.
know what? I'm going to say this. This is one of those, both can be true here. I think once you drop the whole what college football used to be and embrace what it is now, it's a year-to-year product.
It is.
That this year, you're Miami. You're giving the middle finger to everybody who wrote you off. And next year, Miami could have 4 wins.
To your analogy, it used to be you would crawl through miles of crap and you would never get out. You couldn't even see the other side,
Right.
most programs. Now, the little Indianas, the little Northwesterns, whoever.
Well, the
You get
problem.
to Trinidad Chambliss.
But hold
and
on,
now look
let
at
me
you.
say
Right,
this.
you can
Here's the
see
issue.
something.
I had this argument with I always argue with Costa because we do the pod together.
Yeah.
My problem is, and I'm going to pay Michigan a compliment if you can handle that. Schools like Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Alabama, whatever it was, your successes or failures in building your team were based on your resume, your tradition,
Right.
your lineage, etc. My problem with what it is now, and if people don't have a problem, it doesn't mean they're wrong. But like you brought up Indiana, that's Mark Cuban.
It's just
they
money.
may as
Right.
well have a picture of Mark Cuban on the helmet, or Oregon, it's Nike, or Miami, it's I can't even name the person.
So if State's good, there it's Greg Williams.
No, and that's where I have an issue is
But
we've
let me
all
help you
become
walk through
T.
it.
Boone Pickens. I don't like it.
Okay, but you still have to have smart football people.
Agreed.
Picking the right portal
Okay,
players.
you can't have that without this. If you don't have money, you're dead. And that bothers me because
It
there
bothers me too. It
There are
does.
plenty of good programs that have done everything right for 50 years, but they don't have the ability to tap into that level of money.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah,
I was
I'm
talking.
not all aboard, but I'm just saying.
No,
you
and
need to
I'm
look at it
willing to
differently.
say you're both right. I just what?
No, talking with Evan, you know who should be the most coveted man in the world is the James Madison athletic director.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people have come through there, whether it's football or basketball, and they just
You know,
flourish?
it's like when
this
Miami-
man can pick. He can pick coaches.
It's like when Miami of Ohio used to be the cradle of coaches back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
why? Out of what?
Yeah,
And now
But
it's
yeah,
James
big
Madison.
party school.
Yeah. Oh,
Big party school.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
but yeah,
Sorry.
James Madison. That guy should have a heck. I mean, he should be the athletic director someplace.
Do we
big.
even know his name?
No.
No, I don't either.
What's
I'm
the
going to get
move?
into the college football and Brad Holmes. I know people hated my question. Let me
No,
explain.
I liked your question.
I wish you would've you know
the
what?
follow-up was, how do you define aggressive?
I know,
I don't know.
I know.
Jalen Phillips at the deadline there, Spank.
Jalen Phillips for a third-round pick.
You killed me with that. I'm like, no, Bob,
I
no.
because he quizzed me back. That's not fair.
No, it's simple. Jalen Phillips, Eagles, third-round pick that you traded away.
Haj Badilla.
You traded away for a
Championship.
wide receiver who caught, 16 passes?
I'll explain myself. No Rieger today.
We'll define 16 passes.
I know.
We'll talk to everybody on Monday. Enjoy your football. Hoosiers.
Actually, we got a little more time, Mike. Extend.
What?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you
Like
do.
soccer.
I'll see you guys later.
Extended time. What are we doing?
It's 57.
Well, I'm sorry. We shifted times again. Yeah,
we're not
buckle
done
up.
then.
You're going to have like 30-second breaks.
Is that true? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Kenny's been a saint because there was chaos back there. It's been a little weird with break times today.
Okay. Well,
Kenny's
I'll hit
been
him
fine.
Right on the button. Who are you picking to win the Super Bowl then?
The Rams.
I'm actually sticking with my original pick at the start of the year. I'm sticking with the Bills. I don't think it's so much about who's around Allen. It's about who is not around him. Patrick Mahomes and those guys.
Hard to win the Super Bowl when you lose to Jacksonville.
That's true.
Bob, I have bad news for you. I think Fishing Vest is going to win. They can't stop the run. You're going to go on the road, and Jacksonville they'll pound the rock.
But they can run the ball too. Buffalo can.
Yeah, but I like their defense better than. See, this is the problem. This is the worst team Josh Allen's taken to the playoffs.
Okay, so let me
But
ask
with
you
the
this.
best pass.
Testament to his greatness, and you're right, but
Best path.
they're not a good team.
I was about to say, so let me ask you guys this question. Any team from this weekend in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Texans.
Or would you take the 2-1 seeds?
No, I like the Texans.
I don't like the Texans.
I know what that's about.
I mean, I still wouldn't rule out. Oh, shut up! I wouldn't rule out the Eagles. I'm not giving up on the Eagles.
Or is it time now?
You can send us home.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
All
Bob's
right,
next.
then. Yeah. Hello.